Chapter 825. Everyone in the Lin family had a high IQ. If she had to say who was the smartest, she really couldn't say. However, old Master Lin definitely had the most tricks up his sleeves. He even said that young master was a heavenly pit, so he must have inherited it from him, right? Of course, Andy's son only dared to think about it. Old Mr. Lin was still immersed in his own scheme. If Yao Yao is going to get pregnant, I'll have to bring her to the old manor. Andy's son, you've taken care of a few babies before, so you should have some experience. I'll have to trouble you then, old Mr. is a little too impatient. Andy's son thought to herself, but she replied, Old Mister, there's no problem. With you taking care of her, I can rest assured. I'm going to clean up the room on the second floor and use it as a nursery. This has to be done as soon as possible. No matter how good the materials are, it's inevitable that there will be formaldehyde. Andy's son, can you call a renovation company in the afternoon and ask them to come to our house? Andy's son, yes. Since she's pregnant, we definitely have to give Yao Yao a proper status. The wedding has to go on. Oh, it has to be better than before. Also, the naming of the child has to go on. Andy's son, go home and find that Xinhua dictionary that I asked you to hide for me. Also, we have to contact the maternity hospital and find the best doctor. Andy's son couldn't take it anymore. Old sir, it's a little too early for you to be thinking about these things. Why is it so early? How is it too early? Old Mr. Lin was unhappy. Andy's son, think about it. You haven't even carried out your plan yet, and you're already acting as though Miss Sher is pregnant. Isn't that a little too early for you? That did seem to be the case. But Grandpa Lin was still displeased, and Auntie's son poured a bucket of cold water over him. What Miss Sher? She's the little madam. That's right, little madam. Auntie's son understood Grandpa Lin well, and she knew that he had already returned to reality from his imagination. Thus, she played along with his words for a moment before tossing him another difficult question. Besides, Grandpa Lin, little Sher, no, little madam is only in her second year of university, and she's still quite young. Isn't it inappropriate for you to get her pregnant now? It's not good for your health. Yes. Grandpa Lin might not have minded mentioning anyone else, but he couldn't bear to bring up Sher Yao. When old Master Lin saw that his great-grandson was about to be sent flying, he immediately became listless like a frosted eggplant. I was too rash. But just 3 seconds later, Grandpa Lin's eyes suddenly lit up. You're right, but you're not entirely right either. It's inconvenient for Yao Yao to get pregnant at the moment, but she can after she graduates from university. There's no way that Lin Jiej will want to have a child before he reaches 30, so as long as I don't give him what he wants, he'll die of heartache. I've been waiting for my great-grandson ever since he was born, and I've been waiting for him for more than 20 years now. I don't mind waiting another 2 more years. It's decided then. In 2 years, I'll give Lin Jiej a bomb. Bomb, that's not a bad name. Why don't I give my great-grandson this nickname? Andy's son couldn't bear to look at old Mr. Lin, who was laughing so hard that his teeth were about to fall off. Old Mr. Lin was a man of his word. It looked like the young master wouldn't be able to escape the fate of becoming a father very soon. Mid-Autumn Festival Theater, Yi Fei. It's the Mid-Autumn Festival today. What kind of mooncakes would you like to eat? Sher Yao counted with her fingers earnestly: osmanthus, dried plums, 5 nuts, red bean paste, rose, lotus paste, rock sugar, white fruit, meat floss, black sesame, ham, egg yolk. Can I have 2 of each? Oh, no, 3. Lin Jiej, Sher Yao. Yi Fei, that's too much. I'm not giving you any. Yi Fei, dear readers, what kind of cake would you like to eat? Non-student readers, dog food filling. Chapter 826. After sending off Grandpa Lin and Auntie Sun, Shi Yao headed to the dining room to get herself a cup of warm water before returning to Lin Jiej's bedroom. She walked over to the bedside and placed the cup down. Facing Lin Jiej, she asked softly, "How are you feeling right now? Why did you suddenly have diarrhea? Did you vomit?" As she spoke, Shi Yao pulled the blanket over Lin Jiej. Lin Jiej enjoyed Shi Yao's concern for him, but he knew that he had to go through with his act. Even if he wanted to recover, he couldn't do it right away. So, he pretended to be in slight discomfort and lay on the bed, clutching his stomach as he shook his head at Shi Yao, as if he didn't even have the strength to speak. Shi Yao raised her hand and touched Lin Jiej's forehead. "You don't have a fever either. It's fortunate that it's not food poisoning." As she spoke, Shi Yao turned around to grab a cup of warm water and passed it over to Lin Jiej. Lin Jiej thanked Shi Yao and was just about to compliment her when, but before he could even form his words, Shi Yao took out a medicine box, tore open the packaging, and counted out a few pills before passing it over to him. "Eat these pills and sleep for a while. You'll be fine after that. Eat medicine." Lin Jiej stared at the pills in Shi Yao's hands and subconsciously shook his head. Only a fool would take medicine if he wasn't sick. Besides, he wasn't a fool. Oblivious to Lin Jiej's intentions, Shi Yao simply thought that he didn't need to eat medicine because the problem wasn't serious enough. "No, you still have to eat medicine. How can you get better if you don't? Hurry up and open your mouth." Lin Jiej clamped his mouth even tighter. Shi Yao frowned. It was then that she realized that it wasn't that Lin Jiej didn't need to eat medicine because the problem wasn't serious enough, but that he didn't need to eat medicine. Thus, she began coaxing him with a gentle voice, "Lin Jiej, it's not right to hide your illness for fear of treatment. You're not a child anymore, so you can't be so willful. I'll feed you." Open your mouth." Lin Jiej still didn't open his mouth. Shi Yao's frown deepened. If not for today, she wouldn't have known that it would be so troublesome to get him to eat medicine. The last time he fell ill, he was unconscious, and she was the one who forced the medicine down his throat. With such thoughts in mind, Shi Yao said, "Lin Jiej, if you still refuse to eat your medicine, I'll have to resort to other methods." Yao, I am fine." He had used everything that was reasonable, soft, and hard, but the other party still refused to take the medicine. In that case, he could only resort to something unreasonable. Without waiting for Lin Jiej to finish his words, she raised her hand and stuffed the pill into her mouth. After which, she used her other hand to grab onto Lin Jiej's lower jaw. Lowering her head, she pressed her lips against his, pried open his mouth with her tongue, and pushed the pill into his mouth. After which, she snatched away the cup of water in his hand and poured a mouthful into her own mouth. After which, she pressed her lips against his once more and fed the water bit by bit into his mouth. Finally, she raised the hand that was holding onto Lin Jiej's chin upward, causing the pill to flow along with the water in his mouth into his stomach. Shi Yao's series of movements were executed in a single breath, not giving Lin Jiej any chance to react at all. After she was done feeding Lin Jiej the medicine, she placed the cup of water on the coffee table by the side and gazed down at the dumbfounded Lin Jiej. She said, "You're asking for it." Chapter 827. Lin Jiej blinked his eyes again and again. Refusing a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. "If this is how you drink a forfeit, I'd rather drink it every day." Seeing that Lin Jiej was blinking his eyes non-stop, Shi Yao frowned and said, "If you're not feeling well, you should sleep a little longer." Lin Jiej, who was still immersed in the earlier scene, didn't react at all. Why is Lin Jiej so disobedient after falling ill? Shi Yao frowned once more before raising her hand impatiently and closing Lin Jiej's eyes. Lin Jiej's eyelids twitched, but he was warned off by Shi Yao. Thus, he closed his eyes once more. Could it be that he was a masochist? Why was he not the least bit unhappy after Xiao fed him a forfeit and warned him? On the contrary, he was so happy that he felt as if he was floating in the air. He decided to follow Soft Bun's instructions and rest first. When he woke up, he was going to tell those two single dogs in room 501 that he had eaten the most delicious alcohol in the world today, Xiao's forfeit. Sigh, it wasn't too long ago that she said that only a healthy fool would take medicine, but not too long later, he ended up taking medicine when he wasn't sick. Didn't that make him a fool? Forget it, even if he's a fool, he's still a fool who was fed a forfeit by Xiao. Lin Jiej was woken up by Xiao's call. He hadn't had enough sleep yet, so after closing his eyes and lying down for a while, he really did feel sleepy, so he went back to sleep. Xiao was woken up by Grandpa Lin early in the morning, and she hadn't had enough sleep in the first place. By the time Lin Jiej fell asleep, she seemed to have been infected by him, and she became extremely sleepy as well. She was leaning against the sofa and playing with her phone, but eventually, she couldn't hold back her drowsiness any longer, so she hugged a pillow and fell into a deep sleep. However, Xiao didn't feel comfortable sleeping for too long, so it didn't take long for her to wake up. Lin Jiej was still sleeping, so she didn't disturb him. She rotated her neck, which was aching from the uncomfortable position, before taking out her phone to check the time. She had slept for quite a long time, and before she knew it, it was already noon. Xiao first ordered some takeout on her phone before getting up and leaving Lin Jiej's bedroom. Xiao intended to head to the restaurant to get some water, but before she could reach the restaurant, she received a call from He Tian. Afraid that her voice would wake Lin Jiej up, Xiao retreated to the bedroom and closed the door behind her. After which, she ran to the floor-to-ceiling window a distance away from the bedroom and answered the call. "What's wrong, Tian?" There was silence on the other side of the phone. Xiao was stunned for a second. She had a feeling that something might have happened, so she spoke up once more. This time, her tone wasn't as relaxed as before. "What's wrong?" "That." He Tian finally spoke up. "Jiang Yu and I are here to plead guilty on your behalf." Right after He Tian finished speaking, Jiang Yu's voice sounded from the other end of the phone. Yao, I'm sorry. I've already discussed it with Tian, and we've decided that I'll be taking care of your potato chips and yogurt for you for the next month. To offer potato chips and yogurt as an apology. Xiao didn't even bother asking what was going on. She simply replied happily, "All right, I accept your apology." After which, she asked once more, "All right, can you tell me what happened now?" "It's like this." Hearing that Xiao had forgiven her, He Tian finally got to the point. Chapter 828. It's like this. Hearing that Xiao had forgiven her, He Tian finally got to the point. "Didn't you apply for leave for Goddess's class this morning? In any case, you should know that it's normal for me to be absent-minded in class." Goddess was the teacher of their class, and her real name was Feng Jing. In the beginning, everyone in the class would secretly call her Liang, but eventually, it became Goddess. "I didn't get enough sleep last night because I was watching videos, so I took a short nap in the morning. When I woke up, out of boredom, I secretly looked at my phone. After that, I went to the school forum, and I saw a thread about you." At this point, He Tian paused for a moment, and the next one to speak up was Jiang Yu. "That thread was posted last night. When Tian and I were looking at it during class, it was already the hottest thread. The thread was about your account in PlayerUnknown's Battleground, and there were also some videos of you participating in the tournament recently. However, the content of the main thread was really despicable." All of a sudden, He Tian angrily interjected, "It's not just detestable, it's detestable to the extreme." Yao Yao, do you know that the person who posted the thread said that you hugged the thigh of the second-place god of the gaming server in order to participate in the tournament and earn some prize money? He even took a screenshot of you and the second-place god as a couple, saying that you're having an affair with him. In any case, it's just the sort of thing that you can't bear to look at. Furthermore, their analysis seemed to be very logical. So many of the students of G University believed it and started spreading rumors that you've been cuckolding Lin Jiej. At this point, Shi Yao couldn't help but feel a little awkward. This scene seemed a little familiar. At the start of the semester, when she was staying at Lin Jiej's place, someone had taken a photo of her, and the rumor that she was being kept by a middle-aged man was also spreading like wildfire, and they even said that she was cuckolding Lin Jiej. Just what was wrong with society these days? As for the topic of attacking women, it was always the same. If a woman was good at her job, she would sleep with her boss. If a woman was well-dressed, she would be said to be a kept woman. If a woman was beautiful, she must have had plastic surgery. In short, no matter how good a woman was, as long as her private life was used to attack her, she would be trampled on until she was worthless. With such thoughts in mind, Shi Yao couldn't help but console He Tian Tian and Jiang Yu on the other end of the phone. Don't be angry anymore. They're right. There's indeed something going on between me and the second-place god on the leaderboard. Yao Yao, look at the situation now, you still have the mood to joke around. Listen to us first. This is only about the first few matches you participated in. In the later matches, the statistics are still okay. They said that in such a short period of time, it's impossible for you to have such a breakthrough. They also said that the girls playing this game are all noobs. They said that in order to get the prize money, you paid people to play for you in the later matches. This seems a little too much. It was true that she wasn't very skilled at the start, and she had only been able to climb up the leaderboard by lying down. But later on, in order to not implicate Lin Jiej and the others, she spent a lot of effort in private to make up for it. Shi Yao pursed her lips, not saying a word. Chapter 829. He Tian. So, Jiang Yu and I registered a SMUF account and started arguing with them, and then, the two of them fell silent. Shi Yao's heart skipped a beat. She had a feeling that she had been scammed by her teammates. She took a deep breath to calm herself down and said, "Go on, I'll be able to handle it." Jiang Yu, all right then, but I'll say this first. Yao Yao, you said that you can't go back on your words if you choose to forgive us, He Tian. After that, Jiang Yu and I got into an argument with the person who posted the thread. You have no idea how stupid the person who posted the thread was. He told me and Ye to stop bragging and that if you were really that good, you should come and participate in the game of absolute disgrace organized by the Academy's gaming club to prove yourself. He even said that if you were to participate in the tournament, you would either end up as a crate or be pummeled to death by someone's fists. In any case, he sounded extremely disdainful. After that, I couldn't take it anymore, so, He Tian stuttered for a long time before she finally got to the point. I said that I'll participate, so I'll participate. Tell him to wait. Shi Yao was still calm about this matter. It was just a tournament, wasn't it? In any case, she had already participated in many tournaments. However, based on her understanding of He Tian and Jiang Yu, she felt that things weren't as simple as they seemed. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been so generous as to give her a month's worth of potato chips and yogurt. So, after waiting for a moment, and seeing that the two of them weren't saying anything, Shi Yao asked, "Are you sure that's all you want to say?" Jiang Yu chuckled, "Of course I'm not sure." Even through the phone, Shi Yao could feel Jiang Yu's lackeys. "Then please tell me everything in one go." He Tian, all right, I'll tell you everything in one go. The poster said that he's looking forward to seeing how you die tragically in the game. Then, Jiang Yu and I started flaming him. Let me make it clear first, Jiang Yu was the one who spoke first. Jiang Yu said that she wouldn't rest until she made him call her daddy. The poster said that as long as you can kill someone, he'll submit to you. Then, I thought that he was being too arrogant, so I told him that he should at least kill 10 people. She knew that these two swindlers definitely didn't just want her to participate in the competition, right? 10 people. From the time she started playing until now, the total number of people she had killed was not much more than 10. How was she supposed to steal 10 people's heads now? With this thought in mind, Shuyao couldn't help but ask, "Are you spies sent by the enemy?" He Tian, air. Yao Yao, we're not done yet. Jiang Yu, yes, Yao Yao, the poster said that if you can really kill 10 people, he will broadcast himself eating sh*t in front of the whole school. Then, I was provoked by him and said that if you can't kill 10 people, you will broadcast yourself eating sh*t. Shuyao, let me tell you, I won't be able to kill 10 people. Whoever dares to say that will livestream himself eating shit. He Tian, Yao Yao, it's too late. Jiang Yu and I have already used your name to issue a challenge on the forums. It's too late even if Jiang Yu and I want to eat sh*t in your place. Chapter 830. Ignoring Jiang Yu and He Tian, Shuyao hung up the call right away. In truth, she knew very well that Jiang Yu and He Tian had always treated her well. It was probably because those people on the forum had gone overboard with their words that they couldn't hold themselves back and started a fight with them. In this world, everyone had many friends, but there were very few people who would stand up for you when you were being slandered. It was just like how a celebrity would be blessed by countless people on their birthday, but if something were to happen to them, who would remember them? Thus, even though Shuyao knew that He Tian and Jiang Yu had acted too rashly this time, she knew that they were doing it out of sincerity. Naturally, she wouldn't get angry at them. Thus, after hanging up the call, Shuyao still sent a message in the WeChat group, 3 months worth of potato chips and yogurt, not a single day less. Jiang Yu and He Tian didn't reply. The one who replied was Leng Wan. She sent a picture of Jiang Yu and He Tian facing the wall, one holding a water bottle and the other holding a basin. Looking at the picture, Shuyao couldn't help but burst into laughter. After chatting with Leng Wan, Shuyao couldn't help but head to the school forum to check out the details. The idea of the poster was, hatred born out of love. The content of the post was similar to what Jiang Yu and He Tian had described. They uploaded some videos of Shuyao's matches onto the forum, along with her match statistics and screenshots of her and Mr. Numbers being lovers in the game. However, compared to He Tian and Jiang Yu, hatred born out of love's words were much cruder. The first thing he said was that Shuyao's high ranking for consecutive seasons was only because she slept with other players. He said that she was willing to go all out just to get ahead in the game. Of course, there were also people who stood up to refute hatred born out of love's words, but they were left speechless by hatred born out of love's words. Since you think that Shuyao didn't sleep with other players, let me ask you this. Given the huge prize money in the tournament, why would others bring a burden like her along? His words immediately caused many people to doubt his words. You're right. No one is willing to bring a deep hole to a competition for no reason, right? Shuyao already has Adonis Lin, so why is she dating someone else in the game? Does Adonis Lin know about this? It can't be helped. Beautiful women don't have to do anything at all. All they have to do is sell their bodies and they'll be able to obtain whatever they want. But pardon me for being blunt, but I really can't understand Shuyao. Is there a need for her to sleep with someone just for a game? Say, do you think Adonis Lin knows that Shuyao has been flirting behind his back? I heard that there's something going on between Shuyao and Han Jing from the art faculty. When I said there's something going on, I meant that they've slept together before, so, Adonis Lin was really made a cuckold, and it wasn't just one. It was no wonder why Jiang Yuehe and He Tian were so angry. She had already known about the matter before coming to the forum, but even so, she still couldn't help but feel infuriated by their words. She also wanted to quarrel with them. Yao Yao, what are you looking at? Lin Jiej's voice suddenly sounded from behind. Chapter 831. Lin Jiej nearly fell to the ground. Yao Yao, you mustn't joke around like that. Ah. Shi Yao was taken aback by Lin Jiej's words. It took her a moment to realize what she had said in a fit of rage, so she quickly added. I didn't make you a cuckold. It was the school forum. If you don't believe me, you can take a look for yourself. Hearing those words, Lin Jiej immediately realized that Shi Yao had gone to the forum again. Without any hesitation, he hastened his footsteps. When Lin Jiej finally caught up to her, Shi Yao raised her phone to his face and pointed to the screen. With an aggrieved look on her face, she spoke as if she was complaining. Look, they said that I slept with the second-place god in the server in order to raise my score in the game. The second-place god in the server. Isn't that him? So, after all that, it turns out that I'm the one who made myself a cuckold. Lin Jiej immediately calmed down. However, the rumors on the forum weren't true. Shi Yao did sleep with him, but she didn't sleep with him. With this thought in mind, Lin Jiej said, Yao Yao, why don't we verify the matter on the forum? What? It took Shi Yao a moment to process what he was saying. She tilted her head upward and blinked her eyes at Lin Jiej. It was only then that she realized what Lin Jiej meant. He wanted her to sleep with him. Without any hesitation, Shi Yao grabbed a pillow and threw it into Lin Jiej's embrace. Lin Jiej, is this the time to be concerned about such things? What we should be concerned about right now is that they're slandering me. Slandering me. Yes, yes, yes. Lin Jiej placed the pillow back to its original spot before sitting down in front of Shi Yao and pulling her into his embrace. Those people on the forum only know how to slander others. You clearly didn't sleep with me, but they insisted on saying that you were. Before Lin Jiej could finish his words, Shi Yao suddenly spoke up. They even said that I had an affair with Han Jing, and it's the kind of affair where we slept together. Let's see how you can remain calm then. With such thoughts in mind, Shi Yao stared at Lin Jiej intently. The calm Lin Jiej felt as if someone had smacked him in the head, and his expression immediately froze. 3 seconds later, when he spoke again, his tone was unusually angry. These people on the forum have nothing better to do, so they slander people for no reason. They dyed someone's hair green. Did they get permission from the other party? Satisfied with Lin Jiej's reaction, Shi Yao swiped her phone screen and showed Lin Jiej the conversation between Jiang Yu and He Tian and, born hate. Tian and Jiang Yu couldn't stand it and quarreled with this person. Then, Tian and Jiang Yu were angered by him and said that I would participate in the school tournament in my name and that I would kill 10 people to prove to them that I wasn't as weak as they said I was. Oh, go ahead then. I'll help you with the match. In any case, they won't know about it offline anyway. Lin Jiej felt that this matter was too easy to resolve. After saying those words, Lin Jiej noticed the unease in Shi Yao's eyes. Thinking that she was worried that he wouldn't be a match for them, he added, don't worry. Putting aside 10 heads, even if it's 40 heads, I'll help you slaughter them all. But Tian and Jiang Yu said that I'll broadcast the match live for them. Chapter 832. They even said in my name that if I can't kill 10 people, they'll livestream me eating shit. Lin Jiej, whoever said those words should livestream themselves eating shit. But I've already accepted their potato chips and yogurt for 3 months, and I've already promised to forgive them. Lin Jiej, 10 people, huh? I don't think I can kill that many. Xiao hadn't thought much of it when she first accepted 3 months of potato chips and yogurt, but now that she thought about it again, she realized that it was more difficult than ascending to the heavens. She admitted that Tian and Jiang Yu were the greatest scammers, and they probably felt that they had done something wrong in the heat of the moment, so they came to apologize to her immediately. However, she herself had a problem too. She shouldn't have given in to the temptation of food and forgiven them. She should have told them to clarify on the forums that their words had nothing to do with her, but thinking about it, she still felt a little indignant. Hatred stemming from love was the one who had gone overboard. Even if Tian and Jiang Yu hadn't messed things up, she still wanted to slap hatred stemming from love in the face. But this wasn't the way to slap someone's face. Xiao could already vaguely see herself eating shit during the live stream. What should I do, Lin Jiej? I can't kill 10 people. As she spoke, Xiao buried her head in Lin Jiej's chest and rubbed herself against it. Jijilin, I don't want to eat shit. Woo woo woo. Lin Jiej's heart softened under Xiao's rubbing, and for some reason, he felt like laughing. Why was his soft bun so adorable? He reached out to stroke her hair and said, I'm here, it'll be fine, of course it'll be fine. You're not the one who's live streaming myself eating shit, so what's the point of you being here? You'll just have to watch me live stream myself eating shit. The more Xiao spoke, the sadder she felt. She did like eating, but she didn't like eating shit. She was the one being insulted, so why did she, the victim, end up in such a state? Xiao felt as if she had lost all hope in life, but she was still a little indignant at the same time. So, she racked her brains over and over again. Eventually, she raised her head and stared at Lin Jiej with her black eyes, saying, why don't you find a way to buy some laxatives and slip them in the canteen on the day of the match? This way, the contestants will keep running to the toilet during the match, and I'll be able to win. Lin Jiej. Lin Jiej, that's against the law. If I do that, I'll be locked up in the Public Security Bureau. Sob 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 sob. Then what should I do? You can't really make me eat shit, right? I don't want it. If I lose, you can eat it for me. Lin Jiej. Alright. Forget it. If you really eat sh*t in a live broadcast, I don't want you anymore. Lin Jiej Xiao whimpered a few times. I think you should go and take some laxatives instead. Oh. Lin Jiej. Lin Jiej, you might as well ask me to create a cheat for you. Xiao abruptly raised her head, and her eyes lit up. Is it really possible? Lin Jiej, I can, but I won't help you with it. This was the most basic quality of a gamer. However, as Soft Bun's boyfriend, there was no way he would sit idly by when his girlfriend had made such a huge mess. Chapter 833. I guess so. Hearing the uncertainty in Xiao's voice, Lin Jiej raised his hand and stroked her long hair. Let me rephrase my question then. Do you feel the urge to return the favor after seeing how hatred born from love talks about you? Of course. This time, Xiao's answer was resolute. Speaking of hatred born from love, Xiao felt incomparably furious. I feel like torturing him from head to toe. I feel the same way too. Lin Jiej replied with a displeased look. So, let's return the favor. How do you intend to do that? Lin Jiej wasn't in a hurry to reply to Xiao's question. Instead, he took out his phone and browsed through the forums. The competition is the day after tomorrow. We have an entire afternoon today, and an entire day tomorrow. If you really wish to return the favor, we'll start training from now on. Training? That's right. I'll teach you step by step. Will it work? Xiao wasn't doubting Lin Jiej but herself. From now on, don't think about the competition anymore. Just focus on the game and how you can play it well. As Lin Jiej spoke, he pulled Yao out of his embrace and stared into her eyes. No one is born with the ability to do something, so what you need to do now is to turn what you can't do into something you can do. Think about your long jump and your 3 kilometers dash. Why can't the game do those things that you're able to do? Besides, you've already fought with professional athletes with me. Even if your skills aren't that great, you might not necessarily be inferior to those amateurs from G University. The best way to deal with those haters on the forums is to shut them up with your strength. So, trust me. Just do as I say, and you'll definitely be able to do it. Yao's uneasy heart suddenly calmed down after hearing Lin Jiej's words. He was right. All along, she had only treated the game as a pastime, but that didn't mean that she wasn't good at it. Since they thought that she couldn't do it, she would show them that she could. With such thoughts in mind, Yao nodded fiercely at Lin Jiej and said, "I'll listen to you. From now on, even if I don't eat, drink, or sleep, I'll make sure to slap their faces in the competition the day after tomorrow." And just as they had discussed, after lunch, Lin Jiej began teaching Yao step by step. When you walk, turn the steering wheel to sprint mode. That way, you'll save a lot of time. Whether it's running away from the blue circle or picking up items, it'll be much faster. If someone walks in front of you, don't panic. You have to sway your body left and right and hit him. This way, his bullets might not hit you, but you can hit him. This is called positioning. Remember, every time you shoot, you must reload. As time passed, under Lin Jiej's guidance, Yao's maneuvering grew smoother and smoother. By the afternoon of the second day, she was already capable of killing an opponent in a melee battle. Following that, Lin Jiej began teaching Yao the sniper rifle that she had always envied and yearned for. Long-range sniping requires you to control your fire. No, you won't be able to hit anyone like this. Let me show you. Try it. This is still not right. Lin Jiej taught Yao for a long while, but her shots were always in a state of empty air. In the end, with no other choice, he pulled Yao up and had her sit on his lap. Then, he pulled her into his embrace and held her left hand in one hand and right hand in the other. Aiming at a tree in the distance, he calmly fired and said, "This is how you should control your fire. Don't panic, you have to be steady. Do you feel it?" Initially, Yao's attention was completely focused on the game, and Lin Jiej's attention was completely focused on teaching her how to play the game. But eventually, Yao gradually found the feeling of controlling her fire and got into the zone. After sniping a few people with her 98K, she would excitedly move her body from time to time, causing Lin Jiej's body to tense up more and more, and his breathing to become uneven. "Look, I've managed to snipe another person. I'm really going to become the best female sniper in the world." Immersed in the game, Yao didn't notice the peculiar behavior of the man behind her. She gleefully turned her head around and boasted to Lin Jiej. However, just as she was about to face Lin Jiej, her lips were suddenly sealed by his. Chapter 834. But as soon as she turned her face toward Lin Jiej, her lips were already pressed against his. She subconsciously tightened her grip on her phone, and following which, she heard the sound of footsteps and gunshots from the other end of the phone. After which, she heard the background music announcing that the character had been killed and had returned to the main lobby. After that, she closed her eyes and immersed herself in the kiss. She couldn't hear anything at all, and the only thing left in her mind was his scorching lips. The two of them kissed for a long time, and his breathing grew heavier and heavier. His hand couldn't help but slide to the hem of her clothes. Just as he was about to slip his hand under her clothes, he suddenly thought of something and stopped his actions. Pressing his lips against hers, he asked with a seductive tone, "Is your period gone?" Yao was still in a daze from Lin Jiej's kiss. It was a long time after he finished speaking that she finally came back to her senses. She first shook her head in confusion before realizing what he was trying to say. Then, she shook her head forcefully and replied, "Not yet." He didn't say anything else. Instead, he kissed her lips once more. His hand, which had fallen on the hem of her clothes, returned to her waist and wrapped around it tightly. This time, he didn't kiss her for too long. He rested his head on her shoulder and quietly hugged her for a while before asking, "What do you want to eat for dinner?" Eat. Having spent the entire afternoon gaming, Shiryao was famished. She wanted to eat anything, but she couldn't think of anything to eat at the moment. Eventually, she turned to Lin Jiej and asked, "What do you want to eat?" Her lips, which had been kissed by him earlier, were redder than usual. Hearing her voice, Lin Jiej shot a glance at her face, and as soon as his lips touched hers, he felt a surge of blood coursing through his veins. Even the words that came out of his mouth didn't go through his brain. "Want to eat meat. I want to eat meat too. Beef, lamb, chicken, duck, goose, all of them." Lin Jiej's gaze lingered on her lips for a moment before he forcefully averted his gaze. It took a lot of effort for him to maintain his composure and force himself to say, "Okay." If not for his strong self-control, he would have replied with, "The meat I want to eat is called Shiryao." The campus tournament organized by G University's gaming club was scheduled for 2:00 in the afternoon. He Tian and Jiang Yu had declared on the school forum that Shiryao was going to conduct a live broadcast to prove her strength to everyone, causing a huge uproar. Taking advantage of the popularity of Shiryao's matter, the person in charge of the gaming club decided to switch the offline competition to an online one. As for the competition venue, they rented the school's large conference hall. Because there were only 87 contestants, the remaining empty seats were used by the club to sell tickets. But the next day, when she arrived at the conference hall, she realized that there were quite a lot of people in G University who had nothing better to do. Other than the seats reserved for the contestants, the other empty seats were all filled up. In fact, it was even more packed than the school's New Year's Eve party. Shiryao had lessons in the morning, and Lin Jiej had a client meeting at noon. Thus, the ones accompanying Shiryao to the match were Leng Wan, He Tian, and Jiang Yu. Chapter 835. Shiryao was the only female participating in the tournament, and all of the participants were male. However, in the list of male participants, Shiryao saw a name that she couldn't be more familiar with, Han Jing. Jiang Yu also saw the name Han Jing at the same time as Shiryao. Senior Han. He's actually participating in the tournament as well. He Tian, that's weird. When did he start playing this game? Why didn't I know anything about it? Shiryao didn't say anything, but she stared at the name Han Jing in deep thought. Yao, what are you thinking about? The attentive Leng Wan noticed that Shiryao was staring at the name list in He Tian's hands, so she couldn't help but ask. Shiryao recovered from her daze. It's nothing. A moment later, Shiryao saw a familiar figure walking out of the conference hall. Roughly guessing where that person was headed to, she said, "The tournament is about to start. Nuan, accompany me to the washroom." Leng Wan replied with an "on." She passed her water bottle to He Tian and Jiang Yu before heading to the conference hall with Shiryao. On the way to the washroom, Shiryao suddenly asked, "Nuan, do you think that the matter in the forum is really that simple?" "Why do you ask? Did you notice anything?" Shiryao shook her head silently. She continued walking with Leng Wan for a while longer before she said, "Let's hope that I'm just overthinking things." Leng Wan thought that Shiryao was feeling uneasy due to the pressure from the tournament, so she patted Shiryao's back lightly and said, "Don't think too much about it. It's just a tournament. Even though we have to fight for our pride, we all know that no matter who wins or loses, the bet won't come true. this wasn't what Shi Yao was worried about, but she would rather believe that she was overthinking things. So, she didn't bother explaining it to Leng Wan. Instead, she nodded with a smile and replied with an Just as the two of them were about to reach the washroom, Shi Yao saw that person walking out from the washroom. She walked up to Leng Wan and said without any warning, Wan, I have an appointment with someone to get a tattoo the day after tomorrow. Tattoo? Why would you suddenly get a tattoo? Leng Wan frowned. Shi Yao, I have a birthmark on my lower back. I really hate it. I want to embroider a rose on it. As Shi Yao said those words, she and Leng Wan entered the washroom. When he came out of the restroom, there were only 5 minutes left before the match started. While Shi Yao was adjusting her earphones, she received a WeChat message from Lin Jiej. Remember what I've taught you in the past 2 days. Don't be nervous during the competition. Just treat it like a normal game. Just relax. Finally, good luck. As Shi Yao stared at the words, good luck, Lin Jiej's clean and gentle voice drifted into her ears. Her heart suddenly softened, and the anxiety that she had been feeling due to the impending match suddenly calmed down. The match soon began. The 87 contestants who participated in the competition entered the room established by the club one after another. When everyone arrived, the competition officially began and everyone entered the birthplace island. A minute later, everyone boarded the plane and entered the island map. Shi Yao took a look at the flight route and saw that it was heading towards the school that she had been dropping off frequently for the past 2 days. Chapter 836. While she was jumping, Shi Yao kept Lin Jiej's words in mind. She scanned her surroundings carefully, and after getting a rough idea of where the other players were, she searched for a deserted area to land, look for houses, and pick up her equipment. Shi Yao's luck was rather good. After going through 3 houses, she managed to obtain a gun, bullets, a level 2 backpack, a level 2 armor, a level 1 helmet, and a small amount of medicine. In the 2 days of training, Lin Jiej had been repeating this phrase over and over again, rather than looting a city, it's better to kill a person. Thus, after Shi Yao obtained the equipment, she memorized the landing spots of the people around her and found a house in the middle where they would enter to pick up the equipment. Then, she laid an ambush inside and waited patiently for them to come knocking on her door. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 25 seconds later, Shi Yao heard footsteps. Even though she had experienced such situations countless times over the past 2 days, she still couldn't help but feel a little nervous at this moment. She hid motionlessly in the corner of the room as she listened to the footsteps moving from the first floor to the second floor, gradually getting closer and closer to her. When the footsteps were so close that she thought that the person was already right in front of her, she held her breath and stared fixedly at the door on her phone screen as she hugged her gun tightly. 1, 2, 3. A character dressed in a trench coat appeared at the door. Shi Yao, who had her gun ready, charged at the figure without any hesitation and began firing furiously. That person had been busy picking up equipment the entire time. When he entered the room, he didn't see any footprints, so he thought that there was no one in the room. Thus, before Shi Yao could react, he was already turned into a crate. A row of words appeared on the screen in front of the conference hall. Yao loves ice cream. Eliminated, University G's attractiveness gang leader, with M416. The heck, girl, you're really a coward, a male voice sounded from the earpiece. Shi Yao knew that it was the voice of the person she had killed. Ignoring him, she bent down and started furiously looting his equipment. From his crate, Shi Yao happily picked up a 6x scope, 3 med kits, a level 3 helmet, more than 100 bullets, and an SKS sniper rifle. Lin Jiej had told Shi Yao that if she fired a shot here, the people in the vicinity would be able to roughly determine her location based on the sound of the gunshot, and she would have to retreat quickly lest they rush over and kill her. Thus, after she finished looting the first crate, she jumped out of the window without any hesitation and escaped. Lin Jiej had also told Shuyao that escaping the blue circle required a car, and it was much safer than traveling on foot. Thus, when Shuyao passed by the garage, she turned in and drove toward the safe zone. Along the way, she bumped into someone, and that person's HP was half gone. She was a little afraid, so she didn't get into the fight with him. While driving away, Shuyao occasionally turned her head around to take a look, and she realized that the person was still relentlessly chasing after her. Thus, after entering the safe zone, she found a vantage point with a better view, replenished her health, and turned around to look for that person. While Yao had found an advantageous terrain, and fighting with the area, Shifeng, and even though she had to kill her, she's still up. Up, Yao of, and. Yao, and, comma, and, on, in, of sure to, heart. Chapter 837. Thus, Shuyao continued to play the game according to the little tricks Lin Jiej had taught her. Lin Jiej said that she had to be the first to enter the safe zone and occupy a high vantage point with cover before surrounding the players trying to escape from the blue circle. Thus, Shuyao would always enter the safe zone when there was only a minute left before the blue circle started shrinking. She would either hide in a two-story building or behind a boulder on the mountain, hugging her gun and scoping in the direction of the blue circle to look for players. Just like that, Shuyao obtained her third kill, fourth kill, fifth kill. As the safe zone gradually shrank, Shuyao did come across an airdrop. However, Lin Jiej had warned her time and time again that she shouldn't pick up an airdrop without absolute confidence. Nevertheless, she could still hide in a corner and wait for others to pick it up. Thus, Shuyao obediently found a house, hid in it, and started to guard the airdrop. Soon, someone appeared in a car. Following the trick Lin Jiej had taught her, Shuyao immediately fired at the driver's seat the moment the car came to a stop, and with that, she successfully claimed her sixth kill. She was still 4 kills away from 10. Shuyao took a look at the remaining players. There were only 18 left. In other words, she still had to kill another quarter of the remaining players. That seemed a little difficult. While Shuyao was still contemplating, another player died. There were only 17 players left. Shuyao was getting a little anxious, but she still guarded the airdrop for a while longer. After confirming that there was no one else around, she finally jumped down from the building and picked up the airdrop as well as the box of the player she had just killed. Then, she drove the player's car and continued into the safe zone. In the midst of escaping from the blue circle, Shuyao saw someone running toward the safe zone on foot. She turned the car around and rammed it into that person. Through sheer luck, Shuyao managed to claim her 7th kill. Having looted an airdrop, Shuyao was already a god. Thus, she didn't linger on looting the box anymore. Instead, she looked for a safe place to hide. Based on Lin Jiej's experience in the game, it was very easy for someone to hide on the slopes of the safe zone. They were either hiding behind boulders or trees. Thus, Shuyao opened her scope and looked up the hill. She really did find someone. However, it wasn't just one person but 2, and they were fighting. She wasn't in a hurry to open fire. Instead, she waited for one of them to kill the other, and when the surviving player ran over to loot the box, Shuyao picked up her sniper rifle and imitated the technique Lin Jiej had taught her. With a single shot, she killed the defenseless player and claimed her 8th kill. There were still 12 players left, and she still needed 2 more. Shuyao watched as the safe zone continued to shrink. It would only take another 2 more rounds before they reached the final circle. As for the remaining survivors, they were likely to be quite skilled as well. Thus, Shuyao decided to give it a try. She waited for gunshots to echo from a certain location on her map before stealthily sneaking toward the source of the gunshots. She had to admit that her luck was a little. To think she would be, Yao, and that person. Thus, without any hesitation, she raised her hand and killed that person. With just one more kill, hatred born out of love would lose. Chapter 838. In truth, storming a building was still a little difficult. After all, the building was at the top while you were at the bottom. As long as the enemy managed to hold their ground, it was easy for you to die. During the group training, Lin Jiej had taught Shuyao how to storm a building. She had to determine the enemy's position by listening to the sound, toss the grenades, and jump up to determine the enemy's approximate position when climbing the stairs. All in all, it was a little complicated. Shuyao had tried it out, but she had only succeeded once in the past 2 days of training. Shuyao wasn't completely confident in storming a building this time around. However, there were only 8 survivors left, and she only needed 1 kill to complete her mission today. If she didn't give it a try, it would be a regrettable end for her. At this point in the match, there was no reason for her to back down. Thus, Shuyao replayed the method Lin Jiej had taught her in her head before slowly following it step by step. There were miracles in this world, but behind every miracle, there was bound to be a person who had put in a lot of effort. In the many matches of the group training, Shuyao's success rate in storming a building had always been 0. But today, she had succeeded. She dashed up to the 2nd floor of the building and fired at the enemies while moving about randomly. It was only when she was out of bullets that she dared to look at the screen seriously. She was still alive, but the enemies were already dead. She had done it. She had obtained 10 kills. In that instant, Shuyao was so agitated that she wanted to send a message to Lin Jiej. However, she was still in the game, and the game hadn't ended yet. She could only suppress her impulse and continue on with the match. In any case, she had already achieved her goal, so there was nothing for her to hold back anymore. Thus, after entering the safe zone, she found a secluded spot and hid there, allowing the other players to fight. Just like that. Bit by bit, Shuyao hid herself in the final circle, until there were only 3 survivors left. Shuyao made use of this opportunity to kill the last remaining player while he was healing up. Yao loves ice cream, eliminated, a few sceneries, with M416. A few sceneries. When she saw these words, Shuyao was stunned. Isn't that Han Jing's game ID? As this thought flashed across Shuyao's mind, a message appeared on her screen, Winner's Chicken Dinner. She won. Not only did she get 10 kills, but she also got first place in this competition. Furthermore, he had obtained it with his own strength. After ending the game, in the instant that Shuyao removed her earphones, she realized that her fingers were trembling. At this time, the conference hall was also in a riot, just like her. Shuyao got first place, that's right. He said he was a substitute player, but now he's been slapped in the face in front of the whole school. Why can't girls play well? Who made the rule that girls can't play games as well as boys? Shuyao, 666. Amidst the cheers of the crowd, Shuyao ran out and gave Lin Jiej a call. It was as if Lin Jiej had been waiting for her call. A second after the call connected, it was picked up. Lin Jiej, I've won. I've won. I've won, I know. Lin Jiej's elegant voice sounded in Shuyao's ears through the earpiece. Chapter 839. But there's something wrong with that voice. Shuyao was taken aback for a moment before realization struck her, and she abruptly turned around. Lin Jiej was standing right behind her with a bouquet of flowers in his hands. Shuyao stared at the flowers in astonishment for a moment before she raised her head to look at Lin Jiej. She exclaimed in delight, "Why are you here? didn't you say that you had something to do in the afternoon? Lin Jiej looked at Shi Yao with a gentle gaze, but he didn't say a word. Instead, he passed the bouquet of flowers to her. He did have something to do, but no matter how busy he was, he still had to show his support for his girlfriend's tournament. Shi Yao happily took the bouquet and took a whiff of its fragrance. Then, she noticed a small card hidden in the bouquet. She opened it up and took a look. Congratulations to student Shi Yao for winning first place in the PlayerUnknown campus tournament. Shi Yao's smile grew brighter and brighter. How did you know that I'd get first place? Are you that confident in me? Of course. Lin Jiej's eyes shone with confidence. Don't you know who's grooming your girlfriend? Shi Yao pouted. Are you praising me or yourself? Of course I'm praising you. Isn't praising your boyfriend the same as praising yourself? That does seem to be the case. Shi Yao smiled once more as she took another whiff of the flowers. At the same time, in room 501 of the male dormitory, achoo. Achoo. After sneezing, Liu Benlai took a tissue and passed it to Xie Shangzhou, who had sneezed a minute earlier than him. After which, he took another tissue and wiped their noses together with Xie Shangzhou. After tossing the tissue into the trash can, they looked at the fresh flowers on the floor, bed, and table, and sneezed once more. Achoo! Liu Benlai hugged the tissue box tightly to his chest as he said, ever since boss had a little junior, he's been getting more and more coquettish. Xie Shangzhou snatched the tissue box from Liu Benlai's hands and wiped his nose as he said, coquettish. He's coquettish to the core. Last semester, he was the house's pulse, this semester, he's the house's fresh flowers, and next semester, he'll be the house's, achoo. Liu Benlai, isn't it a little too fragrant when all these flowers are piled together? Oh, it's not fragrant, it's smoky, it's making my nose uncomfortable. Xie Shangzhou took out a disposable mask and put it on. Then, he casually pulled out a card from a bouquet of flowers, opened it, and read aloud, congratulations to student Shi Yao for winning the 8th place in the PlayerUnknown Battleground Campus Tournament. Seeing that there was a card in the bouquet, Liu Benlai picked one up and read it, congratulations to student Shi Yao for winning the 11th place in the PlayerUnknown Battleground Campus Tournament. Congratulations to student Shi Yao for winning the 80th place in the PlayerUnknown's Battleground Campus Tournament. Congratulations to student Shi Yao for winning the 57th place in the PlayerUnknown's Battleground Campus Tournament. Congratulations, student Shi Yao. The two of them gathered all the cards together and looked at each other for a while. Then, they threw the cards on the table and said in unison, I'm convinced. Xie Shangzhou emphasized again, I'm impressed. Liu Benlai, there are a total of 87 participants in the tournament, and our boss has 87 bouquets of fresh flowers. I take back my words. It's not that our boss is getting more and more coquettish because of Little Junior. It's just that our boss's coquettish skyrocketed after having Little Junior. Chapter 840. Xie Shangzhou, do you think our boss is a fool? He could have bought 87 cards, so why did he insist on buying 87 bouquets of flowers? Isn't he asking for money? Liu Benlai, perhaps this is our boss's way of showing off. After all, the world of the rich is something that neither you nor I can understand. As the campus tournament came to an end, more and more people came out of the conference hall, and more of them turned their gazes towards Shi Yao and Lin Jiej. Shi Yao didn't like the feeling of being the center of attention, so she asked Lin Jiej, do you have anything else to do later? If not, why don't we have dinner together? Lin Jiej nodded. He was just about to reply with a sure when someone suddenly called out Shi Yao's name. Shi Yao, and Lin Jiej turned to look at the source of the voice. It was Han Jing, whom Shi Yao had killed in the final circle. Love rival. A slight frown appeared on Lin Jie's forehead, and his gentle gaze turned cold in an instant. Shi Yao's expression also turned a little stiff. Senior Han. Is there something you need? Nothing at all, Han Jing replied as he stared fixedly at Lin Jie. I only called you out to say that I didn't expect you to be so good at games. Oh. Shi Yao chuckled. Then, she shot a glance at Lin Jie and said, Lin Jie was the one who taught me. He's really good at games. Han Jing could hear the hint of boasting in Shi Yao's words, so he replied nonchalantly, Is that so? Without waiting for Shi Yao's reply, he turned to Lin Jie and said, Student Lin, may I know if there's a chance for us to have a game spar? I don't think there's a need for that. Lin Jie's tone was extremely cold, completely different from when he was talking to Shi Yao. You can't even defeat your disciple, needless to say, your teacher. Han Jing's complexion immediately turned awful. Lin Jie's words were simply too merciless. Since this was a matter of face, Han Jing spoke up once more, Aren't you looking down on me a little too much? What kind of capability is that to be so arrogant in front of me? If you're that capable, why don't you challenge the second-ranked player instead? I'm really sorry about that. Not to mention the second place, even if the first place was in front of me, I would still be proud. Other than in front of those he was familiar with, Lin Jie had always been a reticent person. However, Han Jing had found him an eyesore for a very long time now, so he was a little too talkative at this moment. But after saying those words, he didn't waste his breath on Han Jing anymore. Instead, he turned to Shi Yao and said, Let's go. Shi Yao nodded and allowed Lin Jie to lead her away. However, after following him for a distance, Shi Yao suddenly spoke up in displeasure, You're really overestimating yourself with your words earlier. No matter how formidable you are, there's no way you can be more formidable than my idol. How do you know that I can't be stronger than him? I just know that in my heart, my idol is the best. I don't care, apologize to my idol, it's okay, he won't mind. How do you know that my idol won't mind? Apologize. Lin Jie, apologize. I just knew that he wouldn't. Before Lin Jie could finish his words, someone had already shouted Shi Yao's name. But this time, it wasn't Shi Yao but Yao Shi. Shi Yao and Lin Jie turned their gazes over, and they saw an unfamiliar man. Chapter 841. While the man wasn't as tall as Lin Jie, he could still be considered as a tall man. His skin was a little tanned, but he was still quite handsome. How to describe it? It was the kind of facial features that, when taken apart and looked at individually, felt rather flat, but when put together, they were particularly pleasing to the eye. If the highest score for a person's attractiveness was 100, Shi Yao felt that this man's attractiveness was at least 85 plus. But even though she was interested in his looks, she couldn't help but feel perplexed, because she didn't know this man at all. Shi Yao hesitated for a moment before asking, Excuse me, are you talking to me? Yes, you must be Yao Loves Ice Cream, right? The WeChat ID is... The boy read out a few numbers. Not only did he know his in-game name, but he also knew his WeChat. Shi Yao subconsciously turned to look at Lin Jie. Perhaps Lin Jie was also a little surprised that the other party knew Shi Yao's private WeChat account, but before Shi Yao could say anything, he had already asked, Who are you? Don't be so nervous. I'm not a bad guy. The boy could tell that the two were on guard. He grinned. I'm Desolate Year. Barren Years. This name sounds a little familiar. Shi Yao tilted her head to the side as she tried to recall. Barren Years. 361,000 wild men. Enemies are bound to meet on a narrow road. An ominous premonition crept into Lin Jie's heart. Seeing that the two of them weren't speaking at all, the young man thought that Shi Yao had really forgotten about him, so he spoke up once more, Yao, do you really not remember me? I'm Bean Sprout TV's Years of Desolation. During the summer holidays, we played games together for a long time, and we even arranged to meet. Shi Yao nodded in realization. Oh, I remember now. It's that Huang, Shi Yao nearly blurted out, yellow year, but she hurriedly changed her pronunciation. Desolate year, yes, it's me. I came to G University to play today, and coincidentally saw that there was a campus competition, so I came to take a look. I didn't expect to bump into an old acquaintance. Let me introduce myself, I'm Lin Wei. If you're not used to it, you can call me Desolate Year like before. Old friend, do you know each other in real life? Claiming to be an old acquaintance. Today was really strange. After sending off one love rival, another love rival came, and they were both old love rivals. Lin Jiej stood by the side with a displeased look on his face. Nice to meet you, I'm Shi Yao. You can also call me Yao Shi like before. As the saying goes, it's better to show some courtesy when meeting. Even though they had a conflict on the internet, Shi Yao still felt that she should still be polite to the other party when they met in real life. Nice to meet you, Yao Shi. It's a pleasure to meet you. Desolate Time said as he extended his hand politely. Out of courtesy, Shi Yao stretched out her hand as well. However, before her hand could touch Desolate Year's, Lin Jiej had already grabbed Desolate Year's hand and said, Nice to meet you. I'm Lin Jiej, Shi Yao's boyfriend. Oh, nice to meet you, Shi Yao's boyfriend, Desolate Year said as he couldn't help but take a few more glances at Lin Jiej. Was it his imagination? Why did he find Yao Shi's boyfriend a little familiar? Chapter 842. Oh, I remember you. You're the second god in the entire server. Nice to meet you. Due to Shi Yao's interruption, Desolate Year stopped dwelling on the familiarity that Lin Jiej gave him. Instead, he raised his wrist to look at the time and asked, Where are you going? Are you going for dinner? If you don't mind, I wonder if we can have a meal together. I'm really sorry about what happened the other time. I've been wanting to apologize to you for a while now, Yao Shi. It can be said that fate has brought us together, so I really hope that you can give me a chance to properly apologize to you. Otherwise, I'll always be brooding over that matter. Desolate Year's words were very sincere. The earnest Shi Yao felt that it would be a little too heartless if she were to reject him. However, she didn't make a decision on her own. Instead, she took Lin Jiej's thoughts into consideration and turned to look at him. Seeing that Shi Yao was looking at Lin Jiej, Desolate Year also turned to look at Lin Jiej and said, God, I've always admired you, and I'm truly moved to meet you today. No matter what, I'm begging you to agree to treat me to a meal. As if fearing that Lin Jiej would reject him, Desolate Year took out his wallet and took out his identity card. I'm really a law-abiding citizen. I'm not a bad person. Let me show you my identity card. Shi Yao couldn't help but burst into laughter at Desolate Year's actions. Lin Jiej also found this wild man to be quite interesting, so he pondered for a moment before agreeing to it. All right then, we can have a meal together, but I won't need you to treat us. No, I'll treat you. I'm the one who has wronged Yao, so how can I ask you to treat me? Let's make a deal, I'll pay. No, you're misunderstanding. Lin Jiej interrupted Desolate Year's chatter. It's not that I'm embarrassed to ask you to treat me, but I'm the only one who can raise Yao. Desolate Year, was he being forced to eat dog food unknowingly? Was he imagining things? Why did he feel like he had done something wrong? He shouldn't have had a meal with them. Would he regret it after this meal? As it turned out, Desolate Year's intuition was spot on. Even though he wasn't regretting it, he still felt a little heartache during the meal. After all, he had been treated like a dog throughout the entire meal. They went to eat roast duck. Throughout the entire meal, Shiryao only had eyes for food, whereas Lin Jiej only had eyes for Shiryao. When the food on Shiryao's plate ran out, Lin Jiej immediately filled it up. When the drink in Shiryao's cup ran out, Lin Jiej immediately filled it up. When the soup in Shiryao's bowl reached the bottom, Lin Jiej immediately filled it up. Huang Nian looked at the two people in front of him and suddenly felt a little lonely. Then, he couldn't help but take out his wallet, open it, and stare at a photo inside. He looked at it carefully, and as he looked, he rubbed the photo with his fingers. In the end, he even looked very sad and sighed. Noticing this sight, Shiryao couldn't help but ask curiously, "Desolate year, what are you looking at? You look a little sad. Look at the girl I still can't forget." Huang Nian stared at the photo and sighed again. As a woman, she couldn't help but succumb to the temptation of romantic gossip. Thus, she craned her neck to take a look at the person in the photo and asked, "Who is it? May I have a look?" Chapter 843. Sure. Desolate Year generously passed his wallet over to Shiryao. "Actually, you know this girl, Yao Shi. We used to play together a lot." Following Desolate Year's words, Shiryao saw a photo in Desolate Year's wallet. The photo was printed out, so the quality wasn't too high. Even so, Shiryao could tell that the girl that Desolate Year had been thinking about was a rare beauty. Humans tended to pay more attention to beautiful things, so Shiryao couldn't help but take a few more glances. On the other hand, Lin Jiej didn't seem to care about Desolate Year's personal life at all. He was wholeheartedly helping Shiryao roll a duck cake. Just as he was about to feed the duck cake to Shiryao's mouth, he noticed that Shiryao was still staring at the wallet, so he couldn't help but ask, "Is it really that beautiful? Even rice?" As Lin Jiej spoke, he subconsciously glanced at the wallet in Shiryao's hand. But when he saw the photo, his expression suddenly warped, and his hand trembled, causing the duck cake to fall into the bowl in front of Shiryao. "The heck? Are you for real? The girl that 361,000 wild men can't forget. It's actually a cross-dressing photo of me. Desolate Year must be really vicious. He actually saved a photo of me, printed it out, and even kept it in his wallet. This photo is the nightmare and stain of my life." Lin Jiej could feel that his mental state was slowly beginning to waver. "So, it's this B*TCH. Before the word B*TCH could come out of her mouth, Shiryao hurriedly swallowed it back down. This was the most detestable person she had ever met in the game. She had even given her a nickname, B*TCH White Lotus. She nearly blurted it out just like that. But it was fortunate that she managed to react in time. Otherwise, Desolate Year would surely be displeased. Shiryao gulped down a mouthful of saliva as she forcefully turned the word B*TCH into the word B*TCH. Beautiful big sister. He could accept the fact that she was beautiful, but as for big sister, he rejected her. Lin Jiej tried his best to calm himself down. "Lin Jiej, take a look. Isn't this lady very beautiful?" Shiryao said as she passed the photo over to Lin Jiej. Lin Jiej really couldn't bear to look at his effeminate self in the photo, so he only took a quick glance before replying with a casual, Noticing Lin Jiej's perfunctory attitude, Shiryao pouted in dissatisfaction. Lin Jiej quickly replied, "In my eyes, you're the prettiest." Just like the weather in June, Shiryao's complexion instantly brightened up. Looking at the smiling Shiryao before him, Desolate Age felt as if he had been forcefully stuffed with a bowl of dog food once more. He secretly patted his lonely and wounded little heart before saying sentimentally, "Indeed, little cutie is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Back then, I was an unrestrained wild horse, galloping through a field of flowers without a single leaf touching me. But when I met little Cutie, she was like a little enchantress who could cast magic, stealing my heart with ease, little Demonis. Was it appropriate to place her on his body? Also, steal his heart? He was a man, what did he need his heart for? Chapter 844. In the end, it turned out that Desolate Year wasn't his love rival but Soft Bun's love rival. Phooey. Where's the joy? Thinking about how he was remembered by a man, and the wallet that he carried with him contained his photo, how was this a mixture of sadness and happiness? It was clearly a mixture of sadness and sadness, the second degree of sadness. Compared to Lin Jiej, Shuyao was more interested. Desolate Year, it sounds like you've really fallen for little Cutie, that's right. As there wasn't any alcohol, Desolate Year picked up the cup of soy milk in front of him and gulped it down. I've really fallen for her. Even though I don't know how I fell for little Cutie, I didn't think much of it when we got separated at Beijing railway station. I thought that this was the end of our fate, and I knew that I might have been deceived by little Cutie. But as the days passed, in the dead of the night, I started thinking about little Cutie more and more, thinking about him in the dead of the night. Could it be that he was imagining things when he thought about Soft Bun in the dead of the night? Lin Jiej had only created a simple illusion in his mind, but his mind had already collapsed. The image was too beautiful for him to look at. Even though no one knew who Desolate Year's little Cutie was, he couldn't bear the thought of a man hugging his photo in the dead of the night. No, 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 I can't let this happen. I have to make Desolate Year give up on me. With such thoughts in mind, Lin Jiej spoke up, I advise you to wake up. Your one-sided love will never come to fruition. Desolate Year couldn't accept Lin Jiej's direct words. He felt that it was a huge blow to him. How do you know that it won't come to fruition? I leave messages for little Cutie every day. Who knows, she might just come back one day. Even though Lin Jiej was her boyfriend, Shuyao felt that his words were too much. Desolate Year had fallen in love with someone, but that person was ignoring him. How pitiful and infatuated, she should be consoling him instead. With such thoughts in mind, Shuyao glared at Lin Jiej and consoled him, Desolate Year, I believe in you. Little Cutie will definitely be moved by your infatuation, not in this lifetime. Lin Jiej blurted out without hesitation. Not even in the next lifetime. Desolate Year, who had just been consoled by Shuyao, suddenly felt his heart wrenching once more. Shuyao glared at Lin Jiej in displeasure. She walked up to him and warned him with a soft voice, look at how sad the famine era is. Can't you console him a little? He's quite pitiful too, and judging from his expression, it's clear that he really likes little Cutie. At this point, Lin Jiej was already on the verge of a mental breakdown, and he said anxiously, he can love anyone, but he can't love Cutie Xiao. Why? Shuyao felt that something was amiss, and she looked at Lin Jiej. Chapter 845. Hearing Lin Jiej's words, Shuyao nodded in agreement. What should we do then? What else can we do? We have to help him. I didn't expect you to be so passionate, Lin Jiej. Darling, this isn't the time to talk about this. Huang Nian, who had been ignored, couldn't help but clear his throat as he watched the two of them whispering to each other. However, Shuyao and Lin Jiej were too engrossed in their conversation to even look at him. Shuyao, oh, that's right. Tell me, how should we help him then? There's a saying that goes, the best way to walk out of a broken heart is to fall in a new one. So, we have to find a way to make him fall in love with someone else. Lin Jiej thought that this was a brilliant idea. It didn't matter who the 361,000 man fell in love with. Even if it was a single auntie in the cafeteria or an old man in front of a school, it didn't matter as long as it wasn't him. That sounds reasonable. Shiryao turned around and looked at Desolate Year. Thinking that Shiryao and Lin Jiege had finally thought of him, Desolate Year was just about to speak up when Shiryao retracted her gaze and leaned over to Lin Jiege's ear to continue whispering, "You don't say, Desolate Year is really quite handsome. Tian has been complaining about finding a boyfriend in the dormitory every day, and she even said that you're her Adonis, so if I were to take you in, I'd have to give her another Adonis. I think that Desolate Year's looks meet Tian's requirements, so we should find a time to invite Desolate Year out for a meal and bring Tian along. Besides, he's a big streamer, so he should earn quite a bit." "Yup, I think this arrangement is perfect." What Lin Jiege wanted was for Desolate Year to give up on him, so as long as it wasn't her, he had no objections. Seeing that Lin Jiege had agreed to it, Shiryao turned to Desolate Year and asked, "Desolate Year, are you free in a few days? We have a gathering. Do you want to join us?" "Just the two of you?" Desolate Year asked. No, I have many friends." "Oh, I can go then." If it was just the two of them, he wouldn't have come even if he was beaten to death. "Let's add each other on WeChat then. We'll get in touch later." After Shiryao and Desolate Year added each other as friends again, the three of them continued eating. After dinner, Lin Jiege paid the bill, and the three of them walked out of the restaurant. Just as they were about to part ways at the entrance, a thought suddenly came to Lin Jiege's mind, and he suddenly called out to Desolate Year, "Are you still going to live stream tonight?" "Of course, I'll be broadcasting every day unless I'm held up by something." Lin Jiege nodded lightly, indicating that he understood. A moment later, he asked, "Shall we go together later then?" Desolate Time agreed readily, "Sure." Lin Jiege fell silent. Shiryao and Desolate Year waved goodbye and said a sweet goodbye before the three of them parted ways. After returning to the academy, just as Shiryao was about to enter her dormitory, Lin Jiege suddenly pulled her back and said, "Right, don't forget about the gathering tomorrow night." Shiryao knew that Lin Jiege was referring to the Lin family's monthly family gathering, so she nodded with a smile and replied with a "un." Lin Jiege reached out to stroke Shiryao's hair and said, "It's cold outside. Hurry up and go in. See you in the game later." Chapter 846. Thinking about it, this was the first time she'd taken the initiative to kiss Lin Jiege. Shiryao ran all the way back to her dormitory room. Her heart was still beating furiously. Tian, Jiang Yu, and Leng Yuan were nowhere to be seen, so there was no one in the dormitory room. Shiryao leaned against the door to calm herself down for a moment before grabbing her towel and pajamas and heading to the bathroom. After her shower, Shiryao saw an unread message on her phone. It was from Lin Jiege, asking her to go online to play. As Shiryao logged into the game, she picked up the bottles and started smearing them on her face. She accepted Lin Jiege's invitation, and when she entered the room, she saw that there were already 3 people inside. 111,111, Desolate Years of Bean Sprout TV, and Juice. Just as Shiryao was about to enter the game, she turned on her voice chat and asked, "Where's the expert? Are we going to abandon him just like that?" "Juice, my grandson abandoned us. He went off to become a driver." Shiryao didn't really understand what was going on. 111,111, replied, "He was called away by my sis to work overtime." "Oh, so it was Sis Jai who called him away." Right after Shiryao said those words, the owner of the room, Desolate Years of Bean Sprout TV, started the game. Desolation was live streaming. After he landed, he started spouting nonsense as usual. "I still like you, just like an airdrop. I'm willing to chase after you even if it's thousands of miles away. I still like you, just like a car with you. It's home wherever it goes. I still like you, just like the mutual attraction between Magnum and AWM." Note, Magnum is the bullet of AWM, but before Desolate Years could finish his words, 111,111 had already spoken up. Yao Yao, sure Yao, what's wrong? 111,111, come over, I have something good to show you. Oh. Sure Yao took a look at the mini-map, and after finding Lin Jiej's location, she ran over to him. Juice, boss, what are you going to show little Junior? I want to see it too. Desolate Years of Beansprout TV, me too. As Juice and Desolate Years spoke, Sure Yao saw two people running toward Lin Jiej from different directions on the mini-map. The three of them arrived around the same time, but Lin Jiej ignored them. Instead, he waited for Sure Yao to walk over and said, "Come with me." Then, he turned around and walked to a nearby road. Sure Yao held on to the pistol that she had picked up just now and followed Lin Jiej. When they reached the middle of the road, Lin Jiej suddenly stopped and pointed the tip of his spear straight ahead, indicating for Sure Yao to take a look herself. Out of curiosity, Sure Yao took a few steps forward and saw a huge pile of bullets scattered all over the road. When she got closer, she realized that the bullets were arranged in the shape of a heart. There were 3 letters and 3 numbers written on it. Yao, 520. Isn't that the pinyin for Yao, I love you? Sure Yao circled around the pile of bullets several times before she finally ran up to Lin Jiej and asked, "Were you the one who set up all of these?" Yao asked. "Wei, Lin brother Lin. Joe, yes, let me show you something you like even more." As Lin Jiej said those words, Sure Yao saw him aiming his gun at the wall in front of them. She subconsciously turned her head to look at the wall, and with a series of gunshots, a bullet hole in the shape of a heart was left on the wall. Wah! Amidst Sure Yao's shocked exclamation, Juice suddenly spoke up, "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come." Chapter 847. Desolate Years of Beansprout TV, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have come either. Ignoring Juice and Desolate Years' voices, Lin Jiej continued speaking to Sure Yao, "Do you have any lessons tomorrow morning?" "Yeah, I have them from 10 to 12. "Oh, then I'll pick you up at noon tomorrow. We'll have lunch together, and you can come to my office in the afternoon. Shall we go together tonight?" Sure Yao knew that Lin Jiej had gone to the Lin family's family gathering. She had intended to head to the library tomorrow afternoon to revise for her exams, but after giving it some thought, she still nodded in agreement and said, "All right then. I'll bring my papers to your company tomorrow." After being ignored for so long, Juice couldn't help but ask, "The blue circle is here. Are you guys going to run away from it or not?" "Brother, it's useless. That's exactly how they ignored me during dinner tonight," Desolate Years replied. "Brother, I'm really impressed by you. You actually dared to eat with them. Do you know that we don't eat with them?" Juice spoke as if he had been through the same thing. However, barely after Juice said those words, Lin Jiej, who had gone to the garage to drive a car, knocked him flying. As if he couldn't even be bothered to talk to the two of them, Lin Jiej pressed on the horn furiously, gesturing for them to get into the car. Juice was the first to get into the car, followed by Desolate Years. Finally, Sure Yao, who had jumped down from a nearby building, entered the car. By the time everyone had gotten into the car, the blue circle had already reached them. Seeing that Lin Jiej wasn't driving, Juice couldn't help but ask, "Boss, why aren't you driving yet?" "I'll drive, but you should get down first." "Why?" Juice was displeased. "There aren't any cars in the vicinity, and it's more than 1,000 meters away." "Boss, are you trying to poison me to death? If you don't give the passenger seat to Yao Yao, I'll really poison you to death." As he spoke, Lin Jiej began retreating toward the depths of the blue circle instead. Fine, I'll switch seats, alright." Juice jumped down from the car and walked to the back seat. He turned to Shiryao and said, "Little Junior, switch to the front seat." "Little Junior, look at how our boss is bullying me. Aren't you going to do something about it?" Shiryao chose to switch seats and sat on the passenger seat. She adjusted her in-game character to face Lin Jiej before saying, "Lin Jiej, well done." Juice, little Junior, are you sure this is Stewart?" While Lin Jiej was driving away from the blue circle, Shiryao spoke up confidently. "Why should I care? Lin Jiej and I are family, and he's my wife. Whatever he does is right. Besides, the passenger seat is mine to begin with, isn't it? My wife." As Shiryao spoke, she turned the game character to face Lin Jiej. "Desolate Years of Bean Sprout TV, ma'am." "Lin Jiej, how can you tolerate this?" Ignoring Desolate Years' fuss, Lin Jiej turned to look at Shiryao and replied, "That's right, hubby." "Juice, I'm sorry, I was too full of myself. I thought that Little Junior would help me, but it turns out that Little Junior only knows how to help the evildoer." Chapter 848. When the car drove into the safe zone, Desolate Year noticed 4 people, and before Shiryao could ask where they were, they had already been brutally slaughtered by Lin Jiej. Shiryao alighted from the car, and on her way over to loot the crates, she heard Juice and Desolate Year's disgruntled voices. "Boss, you only have an M416 and an AWM. You don't need 7.6 caliber bullets, so why did you take all of the 7.6 caliber bullets? Lin Jiej, don't you have an 8x scope? Why did you take the 8x scope from this bag?" Lin Jiej paid no heed to the duo at all. After he was done looting the crates, he controlled his character in the game to hop over to Shiryao's side. Then, while tossing items onto the ground, he said to Shiryao, "I'll give you 7.6 caliber bullets, 8x scope, medicine packets, energy drinks, painkillers, juice, Desolate Year of Bean Sprout TV." While Lin Jiej was tossing items onto the ground, Shiryao kept bending down to pick them up. Eventually, she found that she couldn't pick any more and said, "My bag is stuffed full." Juice leaped over and asked, "Little Junior, can you give me some 7.6 caliber bullets?" Desolate Year of Bean Sprout TV also came over and asked, "Yao, do you need an 8x scope? Can you give it to me if you don't need it?" Without waiting for Shiryao to speak, Lin Jiej interjected, "No, I'm giving this to Yao Yao." Juice, Desolate Year of Bean Sprout TV, Lin Jiej glanced at his bag. Just like Shiryao, it was a level 2 backpack. He looked at Juice and Desolate Year before turning to Juice, who was the only one with a level 3 backpack, and said, "Give your bag to Yao Yao." Juice was speechless. "Are you giving it to me or not?" Lin Jiej took out a grenade and pointed it at Juice. "Juice, not giving it to me. That's impossible." Then, he tossed his backpack in front of Shiryao. Bean Sprout TV's Years of Desolation, who was watching the scene unfold before him, noticed that he was the only one wearing a level 3 Spetsnaz helmet. Thus, he silently backed away. However, the sharp-eyed Lin Jiej still shouted at him, "Years of Desolation, your level 3 Spetsnaz helmet, Bean Sprout TV Desolate Years." Before Lin Jiej could reach for the grenade, Desolate Years had already tossed his level 3 helmet over to Shiryao. It was the final battle in the final circle that completely crushed Desolate Year and Juice. Its Juice circled to the back while Desolate Years of Beansprout TV provided cover. The two of them quickly discovered the enemy's location and reported it to Lin Jiej. "Boss, there's someone in the southwest, under the tree." "Great God, there's someone in the northwest too, behind the rock." F***CK, boss, I said southwest, why are you running east?" "That's right, Almighty, where are you going? Amidst their frenzied and agitated chatter, Lin Jiej and Shuyao turned into boxes. Following which, Juice and Desolate Year also turned into boxes. Juice, boss, if you had cooperated with us earlier, we would have definitely gotten the chicken dinner. Desolate Years of Beansprout TV, that's right, Almighty, why did you run to the east? There are quite a few Voldmasters over there. Amidst the indignant chatter of the two, Lin Jiej's unhurried voice finally rang out. Yao Yao is over there, Juice, Desolate Years of Beansprout TV, Juice, goodbye. Beansprout TV, goodbye. Chapter 849. Shuyao, you guys aren't going to play anymore. Juice, I'm not playing anymore. I can't play anymore. Desolate Years of Beansprout TV, I can't play anymore either. Hanging out with you guys is just too painful. Really? Shuyao thought that it was fine. After all, she and Lin Jiej weren't as intimate as they were making them out to be, right? Lin Jiej, no. I don't think so too. Shuyao agreed with Lin Jiej's words. She then turned to Juice and Desolate Years and said, perhaps it's because you guys have been single for too long that it hurts to see a couple. Juice, my hands sure are cheap. Why should I play anymore? I should just chase after my goddess. Desolate Years of Beansprout TV, my hands sure are cheap. Why should I stream anymore? I should just go look at my cutie's photos. Juice, who's a cutie? Yao loves ice cream. Cutie is a girl that Desolate Years likes. She used to be his fan, but she eventually stopped caring about him. Juice, I'm sure it's a girl, but there's also a chance that it's a guy. Eagle Cutie is running around everywhere in the game these days. Yao loves ice cream. If it's really a guy, then Desolate Years is really going to be a tragedy. Desolate Years of Beansprout TV, I won't allow you to talk about my cutie like that. Besides, even if it's a guy, I'll still continue to like him. Amidst their conversation, the ear-piercing sound of glass shattering suddenly rang out. Yao loves ice cream, what's that sound? Desolate Years of Beansprout TV, what's wrong? Juice, what's going on? 10 seconds later, Lin Jiej's voice sounded from the earpiece, it's nothing. I accidentally dropped my glass of water. Lin Jiej paused for a moment before continuing, didn't you say goodbye earlier? Desolate Years of Beansprout TV, that's right, Juice, that's right, then, have a safe trip. As the owner of the room, Lin Jiej and Shuyao were mercilessly kicked out of the room one after the other. With only Lin Jiej and Shuyao left in the room, the atmosphere instantly quieted down. The two of them chatted for a while before Lin Jiej asked, do you still want to play? Shuyao took a look at the time and noted that it was getting late. Are you done playing? I'm going to sleep now. When I wake up tomorrow, I still have to memorize words. Lin Jiej replied with an Sleep early then. Okay, you should sleep early too. The two of them continued to play in the game. Due to the issue of sleep early and good night, they continued to dawdle for a while before separating. After exiting the game, due to the match with hatred born out of love, Shuyao, who had been severely lacking sleep for the past 2 days, drank a bag of yogurt and climbed into bed to sleep. On the other hand, in a neighborhood roughly 10 kilometers away from G University, Lin Jiej tossed the shattered glass into the dustbin before heading to his study. The computer he turned on was the live broadcast page of Beansprout TV. Lin Jiej didn't pay much attention to the content of the live stream. Instead, he turned off the recording function on his computer and opened up the video he had just recorded. He scanned through it from start to finish before selecting the 20-minute video of him playing with Shuyao. After which, he created a new alternate account and uploaded it onto the school forum. Chapter 850. He knew the truth of the matter. He knew that less than 111,111 was him, and he also knew that he was the one who brought the matter of him being cuckolded on the school forum. However, no one else in the school knew about it. Even though Soft Bun had won against Hatred out of Love, and proved that she was a capable fighter, that match was still far from enough. The rumors regarding Soft Bun's private life would still accuse her of being a womanizer and fooling around with all kinds of men. She was the girl that he truly liked. In the past, when she wasn't with him, he wouldn't allow anyone to bully her. Now that she was by his side, how could he just watch those people on the forum talk nonsense and do nothing about it? Ever since the day the incident happened, he had been thinking about how he could help Soft Bun win this round, until he met Desolate Year this afternoon. He was a streamer, and a very famous one at that, so it wasn't surprising that he had fans in G University. On the other hand, if he and Soft Bun were to stream with him, as long as the video was uploaded to the school forum, the nonsense of Hatred out of Love would be exposed. As Lin Jiej typed on the forum, he couldn't help but think that if he hadn't harbored such thoughts, he wouldn't have agreed to have a meal with the Desolate Year, and he wouldn't have known that the Desolate Year had been thinking about him. Recalling Desolate Year's words, "Even if he's a man, I'll still continue to like him," Lin Jiej shuddered, and he nearly threw his laptop away. "No, this won't do. Desolate Year is too scary. I must find a way to send all the women around her to Desolate Year. No matter what, I must make Desolate Year fall in love with someone else. Be it he Tian Tian or that poached egg Jiang Yu, even if it's Lin Jai. Ah. Compared to Desolate Year liking me, I'm more willing to call him brother-in-law." The next day, as soon as Shuyao opened her eyes, the thread regarding the 111,111's true identity was revealed. Another student had forwarded it to He Tian Tian, and He Tian Tian had forwarded it to her. Amidst He Tian Tian and Jiang Yu's frenzied comments, Shuyao browsed through the thread. The main content of the thread was a video. Curious, Shuyao tapped into the video, and after watching it for half a minute, she realized that it was a video of her, Desolate Year, and Juice playing together last night. Because it was a recording, the bullet screen of Desolate Year's live broadcast was also recorded. 66666, the second-place almighty in the whole server fired a shot, and the bullet marks he left behind were all in the shape of Ayao. Origami's main topic today is feeding dog food. Ha ha ha, you wanted an 8x scope, but what happened? The level 3 Spetsnaz helmet is gone. Pity the origami in Juice for a second, then continue eating the great god Niaoshi's PDA, ha ha ha, the origami has been kicked out of the stream. What should I do? I don't want to watch the origami stream anymore. I really want to watch the great god Niaoshi flaunt their love. So, yesterday, Desolate Year's live stream wasn't discussing how to play the game but her and Lin Jiej. Shuyao was rendered speechless for a moment before she continued reading university student G's message. F*CK F*CK F*CK, no way. 111111 was actually Adonis Lin. You're so handsome, come from such a good family, and study so well, but you're so good at games. Chapter 851. It's no wonder Shuyao was able to clinch first place in the inter-campus tournament. It turns out that she has a boyfriend who's so awesome at gaming. I finally understand why I'm never able to get a chicken dinner. Do you have to flaunt your love in a game? Haven't you heard that those who flaunt their love die faster? Seeing those words, Shuyao was displeased. What do you mean by those who flaunt their love die faster? Lin Jiej and I have always been a loving couple. He Tian Tian happened to see the part where Lin Jiej forced Juice to drop his backpack with a grenade. Hearing Shuyao's words, she harshly retorted, "Shut up. Yao Yao, ever since you got a boyfriend, I feel like you're about to ascend to the heavens." Jiang Yu chimed in. Shi Yao chuckled at He Tian and Jiang Yu's anger before turning back to the forums. What should I do? After watching Adonis Lin and Shi Yao, I really feel like dating. Am I imagining things? Pink bubbles are popping out of my eyes from watching the entire game. My heart is exploding. What the heck is a heart exploding? As the thread, Hatred Born Out of Love, was already a hot topic, the thread, revealing the secrets of 111,111, also became a hot topic. Most of the comments revolved around the interaction between Lin Jiej and Shi Yao in the game. However, as Shi Yao scrolled through the thread, she noticed someone mentioning Hatred Born Out of Love. Where did that hatred born out of love that analyzed that Shi Yao slept with 111,111 disappear? Does that mean that Lin Jiej was the one who made Lin Jiej a cuckold? Who's the one who made hatred born out of love? Did Shi Yao really kill 10 people yesterday and even get a chicken dinner? Is she going to live stream herself eating sh*t again? That's right, where's the live stream? She's true to her word. Even if she doesn't want to eat sh*t, she should at least come out and apologize, right? As a university student, she can't be so uncouth. Forgive me for being blunt, but you're all fence-sitters. Weren't you just talking about Shi Yao a few days ago? Apologize, apologize, apologize. Hatred Born Out of Love, open a thread to apologize to Shi Yao. If you don't apologize, I'm going to search you, computer expert, I'm begging to search this trash. Shi Yao was still planning to find some time today to issue a statement and have Hatred Born Out of Love apologize, but from the looks of it now, it seemed like there was no need for her to do anything at all. Those gossiping members of the forum would probably cause such a ruckus that Hatred Born Out of Love would step forward. Due to the sheer number of replies, it was inevitable that there would be a few stubborn insults mixed in. However, Shi Yao didn't pay too much heed to them. After all, no one was perfect, and it was impossible for everyone to like her. Thus, she didn't read through all of the posts on the forum. She only managed to get a rough understanding of the situation before heading to the bathroom to wash up. After which, she headed for breakfast and class. Just like how she had chatted with Lin Jiej yesterday, Shi Yao saw Lin Jiej, who had come to pick her up for lunch. Thanks to the live stream on the school forum, many people had heard the conversation between her and Lin Jiej in the game yesterday, so they knew that he would be coming over. As such, when Shi Yao walked out of the school building, there were already many students with books in their hands, pretending to be chatting with one another as they gathered around Lin Jiej. After lunch, the two of them arrived at Lin Jiej's company, and a second later, Lin Jiej was called away for a meeting. Shi Yao flipped open her English paper, and a second later, she felt drowsy. She hesitated for a moment before deciding to head to the resting room and take an afternoon nap on Lin Jiej's bed. Chapter 852. As she hadn't set an alarm, Shi Yao slept for a very long time. In the end, it was Leng Yuan who woke her up. Yao Yao, why did you take so long to pick up the call? Something big has happened, something big. Of the 4 girls in the dormitory, Leng Yuan had always been the calmest and most composed person. This was the first time Shi Yao remembered seeing Leng Yuan so agitated. Shi Yao, who had just woken up and was still in a daze, suddenly felt energized. Yuan, calm down. What happened? It's something big. Yao Yao, where are you right now? Hurry back to school. Leng Yuan's words were a little disorganized. Yao Yao, I'm not trying to scare you, but if you don't come back soon, someone might really die. Perhaps Leng Yuan's words had frightened Shi Yao, but her heart suddenly skipped a beat. An ominous premonition welled up in her heart, such that her voice sounded a little shaky. Yuan, is Lin Jiej. Did something happen? That's right. Ling Wan's unhesitant reply sent Shuyao into a state of panic. For a moment, she was so worried that she couldn't even speak. Yao Yao, in any case, you have to come to the academy as soon as possible. Ling Wan seemed to have realized that she was being overly anxious, and her words were a little out of order, so she paused for a moment before continuing. Yao Yao, you have to come here as soon as possible. If you're too slow, I'm really afraid that Lin Jiej might do something outrageous in a fit of rage and kill Han Jing. Han Jing? Senior Han. Shu Yao was a little confused. What does Senior Han have to do with this matter? Liu Benlai just called me and told me to look for you. He said that Lin Jiej is looking for Han Jing, and he looks really scary, as if he's out to kill Han Jing. Yao Yao, can you stop talking nonsense with me? Hurry over. Judging from Liu Benlai's tone, he doesn't sound like he's joking. I'm really afraid that something might have happened. On your way here, check out the school forum to understand what's going on. Lin Jiej is looking for Han Jing. Is Lin Jiej no longer in the company? Shi Yao realized that the situation was really serious. She didn't waste any more words with Lang Wan and hung up the call before rushing out of the resting room. Shi Yao didn't see Lin Jiej in the office, so she quickly ran over to the secretary's area. After asking the secretary, she learned that Lin Jiej had received a phone call half an hour ago, and after reading it, his expression warped drastically. He angrily tossed the documents on the floor and stormed out. Shi Yao didn't even bother listening to the secretary's words. She simply left a "thank you" before rushing toward the elevator. Walking out of the office building, Shi Yao flagged down a cab by the roadside and rushed to her school. Along the way, she didn't forget to take out her phone and head to the school forum as per Lang Wan's instructions. In just a few short hours, she hadn't been on the school forum, but the forum was already in chaos. Shi Yao took a quick look and saw that there were two threads that were the most popular. One of them was from a self-proclaimed expert in the computer faculty, and he managed to dig out information regarding hatred born out of love. Name, Han Jing. Gender, male. Student ID, 201408007. School status, 4th year art department. Game account, scenery. Academic record. Looking at the information regarding hatred born out of love, Shi Yao couldn't help but tighten her grip on her phone. Chapter 853. She had tried to figure out who hatred born out of love could be. She thought that it could be Liang Mumu, Qin Iran, or even the girl whom she had bumped into at the noodle restaurant near the school. But never in her wildest dreams could she have imagined that hatred born out of love would actually be Han Jing. Hatred born out of love, hatred born out of love. Did Han Jing hint this name to her? Hatred born out of love. So, is Han Jing trying to fight to the death? Under the thread that revealed hatred born out of love, there were those who were watching the drama, those who were scolding Han Jing, and those who were using his name to analyze the situation. Of course, there were also quite a few who were forcing Han Jing to livestream himself eating sh*t and apologize to her. All in all, there were all kinds of opinions. However, Shi Yao didn't think that this thread would make Lin Jiej so furious that he would run to the school to look for Han Jing. She felt that there might be something even more frightening than this. Shi Yao didn't know what she was afraid of, but perhaps it was because she could really smell trouble. For some reason, her heart felt uneasy. She stared blankly at the thread that revealed Han Jing's information for a moment before clicking on another thread that was just as popular. The author was hatred born out of love. The topic of the thread was very simple, and there were only 2 words to it: statement. The content of the thread was a little long, and Shi Yao only saw the first sentence before she felt a little flustered. She was so flustered that she didn't dare to continue reading. Closing her eyes, Yao took a few deep breaths before she finally focused her gaze on the thread. That's right, I'm Han Jing. I've lost a bet with Yao, and I admit defeat. However, I refuse to apologize to Yao for no reason at all. It's because Yao isn't a good person to begin with. She might seem innocent, but she's actually a scheming person. What she specializes in the most is toying with a person's feelings. Many people know that I like Yao, and I even confessed to her in front of the dormitory building, but do you know that Yao has never rejected my advances? Yao has never rejected my advances, and she's never told me that she has a fiancé either. In order to enjoy my courtship and my kindness to her, she intentionally hid this information from me, deceiving me of my feelings for over a year. It's precisely because I'm indignant that I made such a post on the forums. Before the video was uploaded this morning, I didn't know that 111111 was Lin Jiej. The reason why I said that Yao slept with him for the sake of the game is because she's already slept with me. The reason I'm posting this thread is to tell everyone that even if I have to lose my reputation, I won't let Yao get away scot-free. The video ended, but Yao's eyes were still glued to her phone screen. When she found out that Han Jing's love had turned into hatred, she had thought that Han Jing would rather die in glory than live in dishonor. But she had never imagined that Han Jing would be so resolute. He actually said in front of the entire school that she had slept with him, just as he said, even if he lost his reputation, he would drag her down with him. "Miss, we've arrived. Miss, we've arrived." The chauffeur shouted a few times before Yao finally snapped out of her daze. Following which, she realized that the car was already parked at the entrance of G University. She nodded at the chauffeur, and just as she was about to take out her phone to pay for the fare, she realized that her fingers were trembling violently. And it wasn't just her fingers, her entire body was trembling. Chapter 854. After paying the fare, Yao stayed in the cab for a while longer. When she was sure that she could move again, she pushed open the door and got out. A second later, Jiang Yu, who was waiting at the door, suddenly spoke up, "Yao Yao." Before Yao could close the door, Jiang Yu had already rushed up to her, grabbed her arm, and dragged her into the school grounds. "Yao Yao, you're finally here. Nuanyuan made me wait for you for so long, Lin Jiej." He. Yao opened her mouth, only to realize that her voice was trembling uncontrollably, just like her body. She had to admit that she was afraid. She was afraid that Han Jing would suddenly go berserk, and she was also afraid that Lin Jiej would lose his rationality in a fit of rage and do something irreversible. As a result, she didn't dare to continue halfway through her sentence. "Senior Lin. Senior Lin and that bastard Han Jing are already fighting in the field." Oblivious to the change in Yao's expression, Jiang Yu continued. As soon as Senior Lin arrived at the academy, he immediately started looking for Han Jing. Initially, Ling Wan had Lu Benlai stop Senior Lin, so they managed to buy some time for him. But in the end, someone shouted that Han Jing was playing basketball with someone in the field, and Senior Lin immediately rushed over. When he saw Han Jing on the field, without saying a word, he grabbed him by the collar and punched him. Hearing those words, Yao immediately shook off Jiang Yu and dashed toward the field. "Yao Yao, wait for me." "Yao Yao." Ignoring Jiang Yu's shouts, Yao ran as fast as she could. But before she could get far, she suddenly came to a halt. She glanced left and right before dashing toward the nearest school block. "Yao Yao, Yao Yao, why are you going to the school block?" "Yao Yao." By the time Jiang Yu reached the entrance of the school block, Yao had already rushed out. Jiang Yu clutched Yao's stomach tightly as she panted heavily. However, when she saw the mop in Yao's hands, she abruptly straightened her back and asked, "Yao Yao, why are you holding a mop in your hands?" Ignoring Jiangyu, Shi Yao grabbed the mop and continued running toward the field. From afar, Shi Yao could see that there were many people gathered around the field. Needless to say, she knew that Lin Jiej was there. She didn't stop. After running out of the crowd, she apologized to the surrounding students. "I'm sorry, please excuse me." "I'm sorry." There were quite a few people who recognized Shi Yao, and they knew that she was one of the parties involved in this incident. So, upon seeing her, they took the initiative to open up a path for her. Of course, there were also people talking about it. "Shi Yao is here, why is she holding a stick in her hand?" Under everyone's doubtful gazes, it took Shi Yao quite some effort before she finally managed to squeeze her way to the innermost area. Before she could regain her balance, she heard a resounding bang. By the time she turned her gaze over, she saw that Han Jing had been knocked to the ground by Lin Jiej. Many girls were so frightened that they took 2 steps back and let out a cry of surprise. Lin Jiej's hair was a little messy, and his beautiful face was suffused with a vicious aura that threatened to devour others. Compared to Lin Jiej, Han Jing was in a much worse state. His body was covered in dust, and the corners of his eyes were swollen. Blood was flowing from his nose, and even the corner of his lips was torn. Chapter 855. Lin Jiej stared straight at Han Jing, who was struggling to get up from the ground, and slowly, he began making his way toward the ladder. Standing before Han Jing, Lin Jiej raised his leg and stepped on the ladder's chest. Bending down slightly, he stared straight into Han Jing's eyes and asked, "One word at a time, I'm going to ask you one last time. Are you going to apologize to her or not?" Han Jing coughed violently under Lin Jiej's foot before he finally managed to squeeze out a few words. "I won't apologize to her, I'm not lying. I did sleep with her. Even if you beat me to death, I'll still say the same thing." Lin Jiej's eyes narrowed slightly as he stared at Han Jing, and even his body began to tremble. Han Jing knew that Lin Jiej's emotions had reached a breaking point, and he also knew what would happen if Lin Jiej were to explode at this rate. But he didn't mind it at all. With so many students watching, if he were to do anything to Lin Jiej, he would be doomed as well. What he couldn't have, he wouldn't be able to have it either. With such thoughts in mind, a chilling smile crept onto Han Jing's lips. Ignoring the increasingly horrifying expression on the young man before him, he intentionally spoke once more. "I did sleep with her, I slept with her, I slept with her, I slept with her." Han Jing had no idea how many times he had muttered the words, "slept with her," with all his might before he suddenly felt a sharp pain in his abdomen. He couldn't help but groan in pain as Lin Jiej tightened his grip around his neck. Lin Jiej's strength was truly great. It was so great that Han Jing couldn't move even if he wanted to struggle. It was so great that he wanted to breathe, but the oxygen in his chest was slowly depleting. He could clearly feel the horror of being placed in a death trap, and he could clearly see the darkness that was about to descend upon him. "Boss, stop. Lin Jiej, calm down." Han Jing could vaguely hear many voices in the surroundings. He wanted to go over to see who was speaking, but he didn't have the strength to move at all. Lu Benlai tried to pull Lin Jiej away, but the latter was as heavy as a statue. He could only stare at Han Jing with reddened eyes and squeeze him desperately. No matter how much strength Lu Benlai exerted, he couldn't move him in the slightest. In the end, it was still Leng Wan who recovered from her daze. She saw Shi Yao, and as if grasping onto the last straw, she grabbed Shi Yao's neck tightly and said, "Yao Yao. Yao Yao, hurry up and control Lin Jiej." Shi Yao immediately snapped out of her daze. She subconsciously took 2 steps forward before she realized what was going on. It was only then that she realized how laughable it was for her to bring a mop over. Lin Jiej didn't need her to fight at all, and he was about to beat someone to death, With such thoughts, Shi Yao threw away the mop, and the next instant, she rushed up to Lin Jie and Lin Jie immediately rushed forward and covered his eyes. Lin and said, Lin Jie, as if he hadn't heard Shi Yao's voice at all. Lin Jie continued to increase the strength of his fingers. Han Jing's consciousness was starting to blur, and his face had turned purple from the lack of oxygen. Shi Yao stretched out her other hand and patted Lin Jie's back lightly. Then, she leaned over to his ear and spoke softly and gently, Lin Jie, it's me, Shi Yao. Chapter 856. Lin Jie, didn't you say that the sky will accompany the clouds, the breeze will accompany the flowers, the moon will accompany the stars, and you'll accompany me forever? If you really do something wrong in a moment of desperation, how are you going to accompany me in the future? For him, it's not worth it to sacrifice yourself. Amidst Shi Yao's gentle words, Lin Jie's rationality slowly returned, and his grip on Han Jing's neck also gradually loosened. Sensing that the young man's body was no longer as agitated as before, Shi Yao released her hand from his eyes and moved it to his arm to pull his hand away from Han Jing's neck. In the instant before Lin Jie's fingers left Han Jing's neck, he hesitated for a moment. Noticing his hesitation, Shi Yao called out, Lin Jie, once more. Lin Jie turned to look at Shi Yao before obediently letting go of Han Jing's neck. Then, following Shi Yao's strength, he stood up and took 2 steps back, moving away from Han Jing. Having escaped death, Han Jing first coughed violently before he started gasping for mouthfuls of oxygen. It took a long while before he finally managed to catch his breath. It was only when Han Jing finally sat up that Shi Yao turned to look at him. Looking at him, she felt as if she was looking at a stranger she had never met before. It took a long while before Shi Yao's eyes flickered, and she asked, Senior Han, you said that I slept with you before, but do you have any proof? Proof? Perhaps it was due to how ruthless Lin Jie was earlier. Han Jing raised his hand to grab his neck. When the pain finally subsided, he raised his head and glared at Shi Yao. With a cold sneer on his lips, he said, Why? Shi Yao, are you going back on your word after sleeping with me? Shi Yao could clearly feel Lin Jie's hand shuffling forward. Fearing that Lin Jie would leap forward to pummel her, she hurriedly stood in front of Lin Jie and silently held his hand tightly. Understanding her hint, Lin Jie didn't move anymore. However, due to Han Jing's earlier words, he clenched his fists tightly in anger. In truth, Shi Yao was also furious, but she knew that Lin Jie had already lost his rationality. If she were to lose her composure, she might really end up committing an irreversible mistake. Thus, she tried her best to suppress the rage in her heart, and after she had calmed herself down, she turned to Han Jing and said, Senior Han, it's meaningless for us to bicker like this. Since you insist that I've been in a relationship with you, why don't you show me the evidence so that I can admit to my wrongdoings? Okay. Han Jing raised his hand and pointed at his collarbone. You have a mole here. You have a birthmark on your buttocks. It's red. As Han Jing's voice fell, the crowd burst into an uproar. The collarbone is still fine. Maybe someone saw it. But the buttocks? I don't think so. Yeah, it's such a private place. If nothing really happened between them, I won't believe it even if you beat me to death. Despite the commotion from the crowd, Shi Yao remained calm. In truth, she had considered the possibility that Lin Jie might be affected by Han Jing's words, but who could have thought that the young man's reaction would be even more nonchalant than hers? Shi Yao couldn't help but turn to look at Lin Jie. She didn't say anything, but Lin Jie seemed to understand the meaning behind her gaze, and he replied, I only trust you. Chapter 857. She didn't say a word, but Lin Jie seemed to understand the meaning behind her gaze, and he replied, I only trust you. I don't believe in gods, demons, evil, and fate. I only trust you, and I trust every word you say. No matter how fierce the rumors in this world are, I only trust you, and I trust every word you say. It wasn't that Lin Jiej hadn't said many touching words to Shuyao before. From their first confession to the pleasant surprise at the field not too long ago, he had said many things that she would remember. But of all those words, this was the only one that filled her with a sense of unwavering strength. I only trust you. There are so many people in the world, but you are the only one I trust. Only, for a moment, Shuyao forgot what she was supposed to do. She stared at Lin Jiej for a long while before she finally came back to her senses. She subconsciously wanted to give him a smile, but in the instant that her lips curled up, her eyes suddenly turned moist. She didn't say anything at all. She also felt that no words would be able to express her current state of mind. She tried her best to force a smile onto her face before grabbing his hand tightly. After adjusting her emotions, she turned to look at Han Jing and asked, "Where do you think I have a birthmark?" Han Jing raised his hand and pointed to her right buttocks as he replied confidently, "Here. Is this the right place?" Shuyao lightly tapped on her right buttocks in the direction that Han Jing was pointing at. "Yes." After hearing Han Jing's answer, Shuyao turned to the surrounding crowd and said, "I would like to ask a few girls for help." Shuyao paused for a moment before adding, "And it's with girls that I don't know." Everyone was curious about Shuyao's intentions, and they either looked at one another or whispered among themselves. Amidst the commotion, around 30 seconds later, a female student finally spoke up, "Me." Following her words, a few other unfamiliar girls also chimed in. "All right then, I'll choose you guys." Shuyao gestured to the public washroom not too far away and said, "Can I trouble you to follow me to the washroom?" The few girls were surprisingly magnanimous. After hearing Shuyao's words, they really followed her to the washroom. Not long after, the girls came out of the bathroom and returned to Han Jing under everyone's curious and amused gaze. "Senior Han, I'll ask you one more time. Are you sure that I really have a birthmark here?" Shuyao was the first to speak up. Throughout the entire time, she had been staring intently at Han Jing. Han Jing was silent for 3 seconds. As if he had made up his mind, he nodded. "I'm sure." "Are you sure you saw me with your own eyes?" "Yes." Before Shuyao could respond to Han Jing's words, a female student who had followed her to the washroom earlier spoke up, "Student Han, you're lying. Shuyao doesn't have a birthmark at all." "That's right. Shuyao's in the washroom, and we've already taken a look. There really isn't any. I can testify that Shuyao doesn't have a red birthmark like you said. I can also testify, we can all testify." As the girls spoke up one by one, Han Jing's expression changed drastically. "Impossible, how is this possible?" Chapter 858. As Han Jing spoke, he turned to the girls who had followed Shuyao to the washroom earlier and asked, "Am I right? There's a rose at her birthmark." "What rose?" "Shuyao doesn't have a birthmark or a rose at all." "That's right. I already said that she doesn't have a birthmark. If she doesn't have a birthmark, why would she go and embroider a rose just because she despises it? Impossible, impossible, how could this be possible?" Han Jing frowned in disbelief. He racked his brains for a long time before he finally turned to the girls and said, "You're the one who's lying. You're the one who accepted Shuyao's bribe, aren't you? Are you sick in the head? Is there a need for us to lie over such a matter? Do you think someone like you is fit to be a man? To destroy a woman you love just because you can't get it, how terrifying." Amidst the displeased rebuke from the girls, Han Jing grew even more determined. "You're the one who's lying. You went to the washroom earlier, so you must have colluded with one another. Enough. Before Han Jing could finish his words, Shi Yao abruptly interjected, instead of suspecting that they're lying, why don't you ask Qin Ran whether it's true that I have a birthmark or not? Qin Ran. How did Qin Ran get involved in this? I thought that it was just a love and hate story, but who could have thought that things would turn out to be so complicated? Amidst the commotion of the crowd, Shi Yao walked into the crowd, and before everyone's eyes, she grabbed Qin Ran, who was standing in the crowd, and dragged her over to Han Jing. Senior Han, Qin Ran was the one who told you those words, right? Qin Ran was the one who told you that I have a birthmark at the lower back of my waist, and I despise it so much that I want to embroider a rose, right? Perhaps it was due to Shi Yao's overbearing attitude, but Han Jing couldn't bring himself to say those words. Qin Ran struggled a little under Shi Yao's tight grip, but to no avail. She grew a little angry and bellowed, "Let go of me, Shi Yao. You're the one who got into this mess because of your philandering. What does it have to do with me? It's not up to you to decide whether it has anything to do with you or not. It's up to the video in my hand." Shi Yao took out her phone from her pocket and tapped on the screen a few times. After which, she found a video and played it to the crowd. Those who were looking at the screen of Shi Yao's phone could recognize it. It was the corridor leading from the school's conference hall to the washroom. The video was very short. Not too long after it started, Qin Ran's silhouette could be seen walking out of the bathroom. Following which, Shi Yao's voice sounded, "Nuan Nuan, I'm meeting someone for a tattoo the day after tomorrow." Tattoo? Why would you want to get a tattoo for no reason? As those words were spoken, Qin Ran could be seen getting closer and closer to the camera, to the point where only half of her body could be seen. "I have a birthmark at the lower back of my waist, and I really hate it. I want to embroider a rose on it." After Shi Yao's voice trailed off, Qin Ran had already disappeared from the video. Shi Yao's camera switched to the entrance of the female washroom. Following which, the video turned black, and the image disappeared. However, the voice continued. "Birthmark? When did you get a birthmark on the back of your waist? Why don't I remember?" It was just a random remark. Right after Shi Yao said those words, the video came to an abrupt halt. Chapter 859. No one here was a fool. Shi Yao's video was more than enough to make everyone understand what was going on. The words regarding the birthmark and tattoo did come from Shi Yao's mouth, but she was just spouting nonsense. To be more precise, she had intentionally said those words to Qin Ran, whom she had met face to face with, to set up a trap for her. Believing her words, Qin Ran ended up telling Han Jing about it, resulting in the current situation. So, in the end, Qin Ran worked together with Han Jing to deal with Shi Yao, but in the end, she ended up falling for Shi Yao's ploy. Shi Yao sure is smart. If it were anyone else, they would surely be tricked to death by such a situation. I'm really going to kneel down in front of Shi Yao's intelligence. But Qin Ran sure has a screw loose. She's targeted Shi Yao time and time again, and every single time, she ends up getting crushed. Could it be that she's a masochist? Hearing the words of the crowd, Qin Ran, who had never been able to gain the upper hand against Shi Yao, couldn't help but bellow furiously, "Shi Yao, you sure are despicable." Hearing those words, Shi Yao burst into laughter as if she had heard the funniest joke in the world. "I'm despicable? Qin Ran, don't you think that it's hilarious to say those words? I've never known that protecting oneself can be considered despicable." After saying those words, Shi Yao forcefully flung Qin Ran's arm away from her. Qin Ran was wearing high heels, so under Shi Yao's strength, she was forced to take several steps back. Eventually, she lost her balance and fell to the ground. Without sparing Qin Ran a glance, Shi Yao walked straight up to Lin Jiej. Seeing her approaching, the young man took the initiative to extend his hand to her. Without any hesitation, Shi Yao grabbed Lin Jie's hand. Then, she tilted her head upward and smiled at Lin Jie. "We've been busy for so long that I'm starting to get hungry. Shall we go for dinner?" Her tone was soft and gentle, as if the Shi Yao who had spoken to Qin Ran earlier was just a figment of everyone's imagination. After hearing Shi Yao's words, Lin Jie lowered his head to look into her eyes and nodded slightly. "All right, let's go for dinner." After which, Lin Jie grabbed Shi Yao's hand and prepared to leave. But before the two of them could take a step forward, Han Jing, who was standing not too far away from them, suddenly called out, "Shi Yao." Hearing her name, Shi Yao's movements froze. She stood with her back facing Han Jing for a moment, and before he could finish his question, she turned to look at him and said, "I didn't think that the incident on the forum would have anything to do with you. I thought that it was their doing. The reason why I said those words to Qin Ran was because I saw someone on the forum saying that Shi Yao had an affair with Han Jing from the art faculty, and I was afraid that they would make an issue out of it. If that happened, I wouldn't be able to defend myself no matter what. Thus, I intentionally revealed those words to Qin Ran out of self-preservation. You should know that I've never liked you. In the beginning, I only treated you as a classmate, so I accepted the gifts you gave me. However, I've also used other means to return the favor. We don't owe each other anything. You said that I was toying with your feelings, but I have recordings of our conversations in my phone. There's also a recording of me telling you to never contact me ever again after I found out that you liked me. I'll upload those recordings to the school forum later on. You didn't give me a way out, so I won't give you one either." Chapter 860. From the release of the book in March to October, that's nearly 200 days. Thank you for your company, and October will be the day that Sis Yao and Gujalan will bid farewell to everyone. I feel so sad that I can't bear to part with you all this time. As for me, I don't have any other requests. I just hope that this month, we can work together and fight for the monthly votes. Let's see if we can break the monthly votes record. Since it's a Monday, the usual activity for this week is, leave a comment on this chapter, and 50 readers will be randomly selected to receive a 20 renminbi red packet 1000 renminbi in cash. Let's see who gets it. Lastly, what I want to say is, can I vote for a monthly vote? 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 Monthly vote. Monthly vote. Monthly vote. Chapter 861. Lastly, I've never let you down in the slightest, and I don't need you to apologize to me for what you've done to me. After all, it's my bad eyesight that made me look at the wrong person. It has nothing to do with you at all. At this point, Shi Yao was about to pull Lin Jie away, but in the instant she retracted her gaze from Han Jing, she suddenly thought of something, and she moved her lips once more. Also, please don't say that you like me or that you've liked me before, because the word like isn't worthy of coming from your mouth. From the start to the end, Shi Yao didn't give Han Jing a chance to speak. After she was done, she didn't care about Han Jing's reaction. She was just about to say something when she suddenly turned to look at Lin Jie, but before she could say anything, Lin Jie grabbed her hand and pulled her out of the crowd. However, she didn't have dinner with Lin Jie. Lin Jie had been called away by the academy due to the public brawl in the field earlier in the evening. Just like the night when Lin Jie surprised Shi Yao on the field, Shi Yao accompanied Lin Jie to the office building and watched as he walked into the building. However, this time, Shi Yao didn't wait at the entrance happily for Lin Jie to come out. Instead, as soon as Lin Jie's silhouette disappeared from her sight, she immediately took out her phone and sent a message to Lin Jie. Sis Jie, I need your help with something. Alright, Yao Yao. Hurry up and tell me. Sis Jie was still the same as always. Every time she asked for help, she wouldn't even ask for the reason, only replying with an affirmative. With this thought in mind, Shiryao continued typing on the keyboard. Do you know where Liang Mumu is right now? Less than 10 seconds after sending the WeChat message, Shiryao received a call from Lin Jie on her phone. Shiryao quickly picked up the call. Before Shiryao could speak, Lin Jie's furious voice sounded from the other end. Miss Liang. Why are you looking for her? Did she offend you again? If that's the case, you don't need to look for her. Just tell me how she offended you, and I'll have the navigator look for her. Boss Lin, I am willing to do anything for you, but please don't ask me to settle the score with a woman. I can't bring myself to do it. Through the phone, Shiryao could hear Xie Shangzhou's trembling voice. Go and work for me then. Lin Jie retorted mercilessly. Xie Shangzhou fell silent. Only then did Lin Jie speak up once more. Yao Yao, tell me, what did little bimbo Liang do to you? Forget it, you don't have to tell me. Anyway, I've wanted to beat her up for a long time. Xie Shangzhou, Boss Lin, the image. Seeing Lin Jie's displeasure, Xie Shangzhou interjected, did I say something wrong? Isn't Miss Liang bimbo Liang? Xie Shangzhou said, no, no, no. Chief Lin, whatever you say is right. It's just that Chief Zhang is, Lin Jie, oh. My apologies, Mr. Zhang. I've lost my composure for a moment. I have something more important to deal with here. 3 seconds later, Xie Shangzhou's apologetic voice sounded from the other end of the phone. Mr. Zhang, I'm sorry. Chief Lin really has something urgent to attend to at the moment, and it's a family matter. Can I accompany you for a drink or two? Chapter 862. Not too long later, Lin Jie's voice sounded in Shiryao's ears once more. Yao Yao, you don't have to worry about that slut Liang anymore. I've tolerated her for far too long already, and it's only out of respect for my grandfather and the Liang clan that I didn't lower myself to her level previously. Since she's been doing this over and over again, I'm definitely not going to let her off this time. It just so happens that my hands have been itching for a long time now, and I've been wanting to beat someone up, but the navigator doesn't seem to have any flaws. So, your motive is to beat someone up because your hands are itching for a fight? Embarrassed, Shiryao quickly turned down Lin Jie's goodwill and said, there's no need for that. Sis Jie, I'm asking you where she is because I want to meet her. I have something to talk to her about, not to fight with her. Oh, is that so? Through the phone, Shiryao could sense Lin Jie's disappointment. But a second later, Lin Jie spoke up, I'll accompany you then. What if she tries to beat you up? I'll beat her up for you. So, she's still unwilling to give up and want to fight her. If not for the fact that she had no one to ask about Liang Mumu's whereabouts other than Sis Jie, she wouldn't have dared to trouble Sis Jie so easily. Thus, Shiryao could only turn down Lin Jie's goodwill once more. Sis Jie, there's no need for that. Aren't you busy? I'll be fine with it. Alright then, I'll send you her current address. Shortly after Lin Jie said those words, Shiryao received a GPS location on her phone. After thanking Lin Jie, Shiryao was just about to hang up when Lin Jie suddenly called out to her, Yao Yao, it's fine if you don't want me to accompany you, but why don't I call the company and have a few of our security guards follow you? Shiryao thought about the image of the Lin family security guards dressed in black suits following behind her, and for some reason, she felt that the image was even more terrifying. Frightened, she immediately rejected Lin Jie's offer. I'll have the navigator follow you then. Lin Jie was still a little worried. Shiryao knew that Lin Jie was afraid that she would be put at a disadvantage, so after rejecting her goodwill, she added, Sis Jie, don't worry, I'll take good care of myself. I promise you that if I feel that I'm in danger, I'll call you immediately for help. Alright, Yao Yao, you must be careful. Sure Yao responded to Lin Jia's words several times before ending the call. As Sure Yao made her way to the entrance of the school, she took out her phone and called for a car. By the time she reached the entrance, the car was already waiting for her. Sure Yao got into the car and immediately reported the location that Lin Jia had shared with her. As it was the evening rush hour, the road conditions weren't ideal. Even though Liang Mumu Spa wasn't too far away from Ji University, it was still half an hour before Sure Yao arrived at her destination. She didn't ask the chauffeur to leave. Instead, she asked the chauffeur to pay the bill and wait for her. Then she grabbed her bag and entered the spa. She had been to this spa quite a few times, so the receptionist recognized her. Upon seeing her enter, she immediately greeted, "Miss Sure. Where's Liang Mumu?" Sure Yao went straight to the point. "Is Miss Sure here to look for Miss Liang?" "She's still in the same room as before." "Miss Sure, do you need me to send a message for you before bringing you over?" Before the receptionist could finish her words, Sure Yao was already making her way toward Liang Mumu's room. Chapter 863. "Who is it?" asked Liang Mumu in an unfriendly tone. Perhaps it was because she had been interrupted from her enjoyment. Sure Yao didn't reply. Instead, she walked over to Liang Mumu's bed. At this moment, Liang Mumu happened to open her eyes, and upon seeing Sure Yao, the words she was about to say suddenly disappeared from her mouth. The spa technician in charge of Liang Mumu's treatment was the same one she had used before, and she recognized Sure Yao as well. "Miss Sure, are you here to look for Miss Liang?" Sure Yao didn't say a word. Instead, she stared fixedly at Liang Mumu. Seeing that Sure Yao had barged in, the receptionist followed her in as well. "Miss Liang, Miss Sure says that she's looking for you." Instead of Liang Mumu, it was Sure Yao who spoke up, "All of you, get out." Neither the receptionist nor the receptionist moved. Instead, they turned to look at Liang Mumu. "I have something to tell her, so I'll have to trouble you to leave for a moment." Sure Yao spoke up once more. This time, Liang Mumu didn't remain silent. She nodded to the receptionist and the receptionist. After the two of them left, Liang Mumu met Sure Yao's eyes and said, "You're here to look for me." Before Liang Mumu could finish her words, Sure Yao had already grabbed Liang Mumu's arm and dragged her off the spa bed. "Sure Yao, have you gone mad? What are you doing? Don't you know how to speak nicely?" While Liang Mumu struggled, resisted, and bellowed furiously, Sure Yao didn't say a single word. Instead, she dragged Liang Mumu toward the wooden bathtub not too far away. She had just taken a bath, but the milk rose bath was still there. She walked up to the bathtub and mercilessly tossed Liang Mumu, who was only wearing her underwear due to the spa, into the bathtub. "Sure Yao, are you insane? The water in the bathtub was already very cold, and Liang Mumu couldn't help but shiver from the cold. She was just about to climb out of the bathtub when Sure Yao swiftly reached out to grab her head and push her back into the bathtub. "Sure Yao, let go of me." "Sure Yao, you..." Ignoring Liang Mumu's words, Sure Yao took out the phone that she had grabbed earlier and waved it in front of Liang Mumu's face. "What's your phone's password?" "Why should I tell you the password to my phone?" As soon as Liang Mumu finished her words, Sure Yao pressed her head into the bathtub. Choking on the water, Liang Mumu struggled with all her might as she whimpered in pain. "I'll ask you again. What's your phone's password?" Sure Yao knew what she was doing, so naturally, she wouldn't kill anyone. She pulled Liang Mumu's head out of the water and asked her once more. This time, she didn't wait for her to speak. Instead, she pressed her head into the water. "Sure Yao, do you know that if anything were to happen to me, you won't have it easy either? Let me tell you, Sure Yao is living in a lawful society." "Sure Yao, are you a freaking lunatic? Shiryao, Liang Mumu's head fell into the water once more. Due to her constant talking, she ended up choking on a few mouthfuls of water. Shiryao, let go of me. Shiryao, I'll tell you, alright? Shiryao. Shiryao waited until Liang Mumu told her the password and entered her phone's home page before she finally released her grip on Liang Mumu's head. Chapter 864. After tapping into it, Shiryao roughly scanned through the contents of their conversation. While Liang Mumu was coughing violently from choking on the water, she swiftly took a screenshot and sent it to her phone. By the time Shiryao was done, Liang Mumu had already recovered from her coughing. She bared her fangs and brandished her claws at Shiryao, attempting to snatch her phone away. Shiryao, return my phone. Shiryao allowed Liang Mumu to snatch her phone away. What are you doing with my phone? Shiryao, what are you trying to do? Liang Mumu questioned Shiryao as she looked at her phone. Shiryao ignored Liang Mumu, but it didn't take long for Liang Mumu to see the message that she had sent. When she saw the contents of the screenshots, her complexion suddenly turned awful. Shiryao, what are you doing with these screenshots? What are you trying to do? Shiryao, *tch. I've never seen anyone more despicable than you, Shiryao, *tch. Delete those screenshots from your phone. Delete them. Liang Mumu cursed at Shiryao as she leaped out of the bathtub, intending to snatch Shiryao's phone away. Before Luo Ruoxin's hand could touch her body, Shiryao grabbed Luo Ruoxin's drenched wrist and yanked her forward. Liang Mumu's entire body was drenched. The wooden floorboards of the spa were already glossy due to the addition of wax, but with the water on them, Shiryao's sudden exertion of strength caused Liang Mumu's feet to slip, and without any warning, she fell to the ground. Before she could recover from the pain, a towel had already been thrown over her. Following which, Shiryao bent down and grabbed her neck, pressing her down tightly as she whispered into her ear, Liang Mumu, to tell you the truth, the reason I'm here today is to snatch your phone's chat records with Qiniran. Don't think that I don't know that the matter with Han Jing was your idea. Qiniran might think that you're targeting me, but I know that you're not. It's because you understand Lin Jiej better than anyone else. You know that Han Jing's actions will only drive Lin Jiej into a rage. It might seem like you're here for me, but in truth, you're trying to harm Lin Jiej, right? You want Lin Jiej to do something to Han Jing in a fit of rage so that he can be sent to jail. Or even more ruthless, a life for a life. Liang Mumu, you sure are ruthless to use someone else to do your dirty work. But let me tell you this, Liang Mumu. No matter how smart and ruthless you are, you have forgotten one thing. Well, you understand me, I also understand you. I didn't want to be so ruthless, but you forced me. You can make things difficult for me, but I won't allow you to treat Lin Jiej this way. So, you can only blame yourself for touching my people. Liang Mumu, today is the day we settle our differences. I'll show the screenshot I took to the Liang clan untouched. Of course, I'll also show it to the Lin clan as well. I'd like to see if the Liang clan will prioritize the Liang clan's business or you. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.